If you have health insurance, you might be able to see a personal dietitian for $0 out of pocket. Nourish connects you with a dietitian that fits your needs, covered by your insurance. Nourish accepts hundreds of insurance plans, and 94% of patients pay $0 out of pocket. Meet with your dietitian online and message them anytime through the Nourish app. With hundreds of 5-star reviews from real patients, you know you're in good hands. Find your dietitian at usenourish.com. That's usenourish.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
Are you a bartender that dreads the phrase, "Hey, can you put the game on?" At Sports on What, we understand your pain and we're here to help. Over-the-air, satellite, cable, or streaming, Sports on What knows what channel the game is on, and you can too. Follow your favorite teams, set alerts, and filter by provider to get the results you need. Stop wasting time searching and never miss kickoff again. Just download the Sports on What app, and you'll always know how to watch the game. Available for Android and iOS. Start your 7-day free trial when you download Sports on What and subscribe today.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, last week, a man in South America celebrated his 23rd birthday by kayaking off the coast of Chile. And all was good until he was swallowed by a humpback whale. Now, the whale did spit him out after only a few seconds, but we are sure that was long enough for him to crap his pants accordingly. Now, the kayaker called it, quote, a unique experience. Yeah, I'm sure it was, but not one that I would like to have. Now, on the other hand, an elderly man in Indonesia, he tried offering a so-called docile crocodile some food. Instead, the croc grabbed him by the arm, dragged him into the water, and immediately went into a death roll. Now, luckily for this old man, the croc had not quite mastered the death part of the death roll. So, like our kayaker that was swallowed by the whale, he managed to survive. Unlike the kayaker, he did not call this a unique experience, but I bet it was. Anyway, as we are apt to do on this show, we ask ourselves, look, man, would you rather be swallowed by a whale, like Pinocchio, or attacked by a crocodile, like Captain James Bartholomew, a.k.a. Captain Hook? And keep in mind, there is no right answer. Hell, there's no good answer. There's only your answer. And today is our random Would You Rather question brought to you by our friends at Advanced Hair Restoration. It's very simple. Give us a call. We'll hit you with a Would You Rather question. You will hem, you will haw, you will give us some thought, and whatever you say, we'll probably disagree.
To be a part of the big show, call 206-803-ROCK.
You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Well, Patrols, away we go. Welcome to Season 20, Episode number 4264. What a large and a charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat, the exciting return of Who Sucks Less.
Oh, yeah.
On the way at 4:30. I understand this week sucks already. I don't even have to ask.
That's what Mike said. He's like, not a fan, and you shouldn't be. Look, when we get to Who Sucks Less, if you're a fan of this, there is something wrong with you. Question your life's choices.
Okay.
That's what it is.
So people are making bad decisions.
People are making very bad decisions. Yes, they are.
Okay.
Yes, they are.
Who Sucks Less is coming up at 4:30, and today is the day that we do our random Would You Rather question. 206-803-ROCK.
Very simple thing.
Random.
Hello, Brandon. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola.
Brandon, welcome to the program. And the random Would You Rather question. Okay. Let's see here. All right. We'll start with this one. Would you rather, every time you have an orgasm, the song All-Star by Smash Mouth plays?
Hey now, you're an all-star.
Okay.
Get down, go, yeah.
every time you happen to hear the song All-Star by Smash Mouth, you have an orgasm. You could be in the grocery store, that song comes on, boom. It's just going to happen for you.
Are they playing that in grocery stores now?
I think it's reached that stage of life.
What are the odds that I'm going to hear that song outside of watching a Shrek movie, right? But if they are now playing it in regular public places, because it's not offensive, whatever kind of crap they can play, that's a problem.
Okay. So what do you think?
Well, that's exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, every time you watch Shrek, man, like, that'd just be awkward as all hell. Imagine you're with your niece or nephew, and it's like, All-Star.
I mean, if you know it in advance, you just have to be the mean uncle and say, hey, man, look, I'm not watching this movie with you. I'm just not going to do it.
I think the movie is the least of your problems. It's gonna pop up where you least expect it. You're going to be at Chuck E. Cheese, okay?
That's like the worst possible place, right?
Kids love that song. I mean, think about those type of places.
That would be rough.
Okay. So
Yeah,
what
that
do
would
you
be
think?
rough. Or like at a Mariner game. Ooh.
Oh, God, right. I didn't even think about that, man.
So what are you taking? Are you taking every time you have an orgasm, the song All-Star plays, or every time you hear it, you have an orgasm?
You know, that's a tough one. But if I had to choose one, lesser of two evils, you know what? Every time I orgasm, I think I have to listen to All-Star, man.
Well, it would just play. It would just play.
The only thing about it, man, like in theory, if you're having sex with someone, right, or you have a wife, you have a girlfriend, they know it's going to happen, so they might laugh along with you. But if you're trying to get a little alone time and hope no one else is going to notice, they're going to know.
Oh, yeah. Or maybe like a quick, work sex. Just all of a sudden that goes on in the background, all your coworkers going.
Boss didn't know that you're having sex with a coworker in the bathroom. Hey, now, you're an all-star. Brandon, could we see you in HR, please?
I just like the fact that it's a climax. Of course. When it starts playing. So,
man.
Everyone you're with knows. Obviously. It would be very difficult for that person not to start laughing.
But at some point, it's going to bug you. Because, you're on a flight. It's a long transatlantic flight, man. You're just like, can't take it anymore. Right? So you just want to sneak into the bathroom. You're not the first guy to ever do that. But, everyone else is asleep on the plane. It's 4 a.m. and then the lights pop on. And, hey, now, you're an all-star as you're rolling out of the bathroom. I think I would take it. I guess I would orgasm when I hear it.
Okay. All right.
I think I would too, yeah.
Okay, I got one more.
I'm the opposite. Play it every time I orgasm.
Okay.
Really?
Yes.
All right, but again, I don't know, man. It's a trip somewhere. You're sharing a hotel room with like two other dudes. No big deal. You're just going into the bathroom, and again, nobody cares. We might even know what you're doing, but it's something different when it's confirmed.
But it's better than sitting there and somebody plays that song. I don't know what my face looks like when that happens.
Like you're about to sneeze, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, and knowing my friends, they'd sing at a karaoke.
Al, since you can answer that question, I'm going to give you one more. All right?
All right. Let's hear it.
Would you rather have sex with your girlfriend in your mom's body or have sex with your mom in your girlfriend's body? Again, would you rather have sex with your girlfriend in your mom's body or have sex with your mom in your girlfriend's body?
Yeah, it's no good. And no matter what, we're going to hear All-Star when you're done.
That's twisted, man. I don't know. My mom's 74 years old, dude. And I'm just thinking, like, I cannot.
But at this point, it's your girlfriend, right? We get it. Your mom's 74. She probably looks like a 74-year-old woman, but it is your girlfriend in this moment.
It's just your mom inside of your girlfriend's body.
Right.
Or at least my girlfriend's attractive.
Yeah, or you can have sex with your girlfriend in your mom's body.
That's a tough one, man.
I'd have to take my mom and my girlfriend's body. At least I can look at my girlfriend and say, like, damn, she's hot.
Yeah, but you gotta remember, your mom, you're looking at your girlfriend's body, but your mom is going to still be your mom.
That's the
as far
problem.
as how she
You're still looking at your mom.
What she says while you're having coitus.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's where maybe, a sock or two comes into play. There doesn't need to be some
You're going to choke your mom out. All right. Okay. That's a tough one. It really is.
That is tough, man.
I think I got to go with the girl, my girl in my mom's body. Just because,
your girl in your mom's body.
Just because again, you're having sex with the person who's on the inside, as it were.
Correct.
And my eyes are closed half the time anyway. So let me just go ahead and keep my eyes closed most of the time now.
I think I'm with you, Mike, on this, where it's just like, look, I would rather be looking at my wife's body than my mom's body. But if the truth of who this person is in this moment
correct
is my mom, like, I don't want I don't want to be there.
It's
man.
more disturbing to think about my mom being there while I did
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Mike, I would say this with 20 years of experience on you, I would say now is the time to keep your eyes open. You've got a window, so don't have sex with your eyes closed.
I didn't say
now,
I glued them shut.
because eventually you're going to start wanting to.
I think you're missing
have
Mike's
sex.
point on this one.
What's that?
It's his mom.
Well,
so
right,
knowing,
yes. I mean, but you said you keep your eyes shut most of the time anyway.
Blindfold comes into play.
So what I mean is, right now, this is when you want to have sex with the lights on,
sure,
and your eyes open, because there'll come a dark time,
but not if it's my mom on the other
Steve
side.
and I are in right now. Yes, exactly.
If it's my mom on the other side of that, then probably not.
I mean, I think sometimes having sex, though, too, it's kind of like hitting somebody in football. You're supposed to keep your eyes open, but you can't help it.
Right.
Sometimes you're in the moment. I'm with Mike, I'm not consciously thinking about it, but my eyes do just close.
I mean, they do. Mm-hmm. They do. And then when you kind of remember to open them, like, oh, yeah, let me get some of this look in.
Yeah.
Right? It's different than what, like porn, your eyes are open, period.
Sure.
That's it. But somehow when you're actually doing the thing that you want to be doing, your eyes close. So I'm telling my brain, like, dude, you're doing it wrong. I mean, it is, like, because I don't need porn to have self-time. If it's there, great. If it's not, you can still work it. I can close my eyes, use my imagination.
But enjoy the show while you're watching it.
Yes. I probably have my eyes open more in my 20s.
I keep my eyes open if I can.
If I can, but like my 20s, I knew this was fleeting, man. You know what I mean? Like, you recognize then, like, it's about as good as it's going to get.
If I could go back in time, I'd change everything.
If I could turn back time.
Absolutely would change a lot.
I keep my eyes open if I was having sex with Cher.
A lot of
Really?
Yeah.
Man, I don't know.
Look at that, man. That's Cher down there.
I don't think she's unattractive. Something about her just bugs me. You know what I mean? Like, I do not like her. So when I see her, she just seems ugly to me. I know she's not ugly per se, but I'm just like, I don't like it. You're ugly to me. And also, I've always thought she looks a little bit like Gene Simmons.
All right. Fair
And
enough.
that really kind of ruins it for me. Maybe that's just me.
Okay. I'm going to give you guys a couple of the random Would You Rather questions. Okay. Would you rather work on a submarine for a year or the International Space Station for 1 year?
Oh, I'm taking the space station.
You won't.
Yeah, but you know me, man. I'm a space nerd. One, I do not like to be underwater, deep underwater, right? So that already doesn't fly. They're both going to smell about the same. You probably have about the same amount of space, so that I think is interchangeable.
Space.
I'm taking submarine.
I'm going submarine.
Every single time.
Really?
Yes, because you will come to port eventually.
Sure.
You're going to be on it for a year. You'll be working with a bigger crew of folks.
Without a doubt.
Your food will be better.
Mm-hmm.
Your bathing and your bathroom facilities will be easier to use. Even though you're underwater, you can still use a toilet.
Zero gravity, it's real easy, man.
Well, it might be, but
real easy.
You know, I know
you don't even have to have aim in zero gravity. It's in a bag,
look,
dude.
when you come up and surface on a submarine, I'm sure they try to air that bad boy out the best they can. With the International Space Station, for however long that thing has been up there, that is the smell that only gets added to by every single new occupant.
Right, if you're on the sub for a year, you got to come up
at least a few times.
At least like 4 or 5 times, right? Because I think they stay under at max like 4 months.
That's what they want you to think.
Plus, I don't know. I'm with Miles. Like, the space station, if you're into space, is cool, but I don't know. What if within that year we got to fire a missile? Maybe old Ted's firing the missile.
Do I have to sleep in zero gravity? Yes.
What does that have to do with me being on the space station? Are
You
saying
don't get to shoot nothing.
No, but you get to see the Earth from space.
Yeah, I'd rather be up there. And to your point,
watch
it's
the Earth as I
fewer
protect
people.
us.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'm glad I'm not a part of that.
Best seat in the house, man.
I bet all of the dumb people are 235 miles below me. As a fact, no one on the space station is stupid. So that's one nice thing.
Biggest drawback, you have to work out every day.
You don't have to work out, but again, it's resistance training.
It is. You still got to work out every day.
I can live with that there.
Mike, we knew a guy. Well, know a guy, and he has a really nice house up on the hill that overlooks South Lake Union. Mm-hmm. It's a beautiful view. He's got a deck out there. He's got a Mac Daddy place, the whole deal, right? So we're there many, many years ago, and I'm like, hey, man, this has got to be awesome to just have this view. You know, every day when you get up, you get to look at this. And he's like, hey, I don't even notice it's there anymore, because that's where he lives. So with me, the International Space Station, it would be cool to see the Earth for, a month. But then after that, you look out the window, It's the same.
What are you looking at in the
same
submarine?
blue ball you've
Exactly.
been staring
What are you
at.
looking at in the submarine? I'm curious
saying
what you think you're looking at. Hundreds of feet in the blackness of water, and I think
You're
with
not
no
seeing
windows.
What I'm saying is just
You're
being
looking at dudes. Have fun with that. I am
Yeah,
okay.
man, we get a year
No,
to
no.
hang out with the fellas.
I don't have to strap myself in to go to bed.
You don't have to. They just recommend you do.
Well, I don't want to float around and bang my head off crap. In the middle of the night.
Nobody's going to mind. Like, we're all in bunks. Everybody knows you got to get a little personal time. Nobody's gonna
Hey
say
now,
anything.
you're an all-star.
Have you ever seen the guy who gets stuck in that thing in the International Space Station, and he can't move to get to anywhere to do anything, and everyone's laughing at him? You ever seen the video?
That has to be intentional. No one is that stupid.
He can't propulse himself.
Well, yeah.
But you intentionally put yourself. No one is actually that stupid.
Right.
You have to
You got
intentionally.
to be moving all the time.
You don't. Why do you think you have to move all the time?
Well, just to be able to hold on to something or to grab
You
something.
don't have to grab anything. It's zero gravity. If I want to go down the hole, you
What
kind
do
of
you
will
do?
yourself down the hole.
How do you will? Because if you go like this, you ain't going
Well,
going
you
anywhere.
just-
put your finger
So
on
you
a
can't
coffee mug?
Yeah.
You'll propel yourself forward. I mean, like, but dude,
on, man.
it
But what if
does
you
not
can't,
get
this guy
easier.
can't touch anything. So he's kind of stuck in the middle of the thing. and
Well,
he's
you're
just-
not going nowhere. You're
always
floating,
moving.
You're floating slowly somewhere.
Yeah, he intentionally has to make himself stationary. Otherwise, he's just going to float into something.
Right.
Yeah, you don't just like lock into a place and you're
Miles,
there, man.
we don't have to worry about that, all right? We're on the submarine. We're in the Navy. They tell us what to do.
Yeah.
We're just going
Yay!
about our year. And then if
Exactly.
something bad happens, I'm telling you, I want to be on that. I want to be that guy. Like, we push up that button. I turn my key. The captain comes down. He turns his key. Boom.
Don't they have
We're
to do it at the
shooting
same
stuff.
time?
What's that?
Don't they have to do it at the same time?
I
I'm
don't
basing
work
all
on
my
the-
knowledge on movies.
I don't work on the sub yet, so I don't know.
Okay, just checking.
I think my worst part, as far as the going on the International Space Station, is the travel there and back. That would freak me the hell out.
I mean, look,
Because I don't want to.
yeah.
I don't want to jet propel 230 miles into the air and then just
miss.
miss and then just
Oh!
and propel myself back.
If you miss, you ain't coming back.
Nobody describes it as the funnest of experiences coming back from space.
No, it's
Well, it
terrifying.
might have
Right.
ruined your whole body. When you
It
come back
does.
down a year later, I mean, granted, when you get up from the submarine, I'm sure your eyes are shot.
And if
Sort
I'm
of
on a
sunlight's
submarine,
not
at some level, I can still talk to people off the submarine, right?
Yeah.
Well, you
I'm
can
well,
still
Yeah,
talk
they
to
do it
people
on
at the
space station all the time.
ISS,
Do they?
Yeah.
I mean, you realize they bounce their cell phone off a satellite, so they're kind of in a prime spot.
They got T-Mobile up there.
What do you think the cost is on that cell phone bill? Baby, we got to cut it short, man.
Is it technically roaming because you're not in a different country?
It has to be roaming because you keep going around the planet, right? So if
International.
you go
Yes,
around the
we
planet
can.
every 90 minutes. Like Canada picks you up. This place picks you up.
All right,
this
how about
place picks
this? You guys are up in the space station.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool. You're looking at Earth. Miles and I, though, when we surface every 4 months, we're in a completely different place.
Probably tropical.
Yeah.
well, so
You know,
are we.
Maybe.
We pop up in Guam. We pop up in Hawaii. We pop up in Japan.
And
Maybe.
Yeah, and
We
we
might
wake
pop
up and
up
we
in
look down at Africa. We look down at Europe. We look down at Asia.
Oh, that beautiful
Yeah.
blue. Where do you think their sub is?
Yeah, what's
Exactly.
for dinner?
Oh, I'm getting bored of the view. I've been living here for 35 years. I still am amazed every time I see Rainier.
I can also
How's
look
it
out
gonna be when I'm in
another
space?
window.
Yeah. When I get out in Honolulu, if I want to go get a Big Mac, guess what? I'm going to go get a Big Mac.
No, you can't
Hey,
understand the
that's
boat.
living.
I got. Yeah, I know. Think
That's
about
living.
that.
They can
You
send me up a Big
you
Mac.
Would,
Yeah.
You would be dying for a Big Mac.
Pizza has made it to space, Miles. A Big Mac will get up to space.
No way.
I will put in for an
yeah.
Uber Eats order. It's in the commercials.
Let's
They'll
find
bring
out.
it up.
Let's find out what exactly they eat. What are they having? What do they?
Most of it's
I'm
paste
sure.
and tang.
I'm sure we can look it up.
Oh, yeah.
right.
I'm
Well, I
sure
mean, we
we
got
can-
to have people that have been on a submarine.
Yeah, but
I don't know. I just feel like I'd rather be on that sub.
All right.
Walking on your food for the first 6 months.
Walking on.
Oh, yeah, they store the cans underneath the mats.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
At least there was on the one that I was on in Scouts. It was an old sub, but
But still, I mean, you're eating normal food. You can open a can
You
without
can
the
eat-
contents of it spilling out into the air.
I'm sure they've developed food technology for space at least a little bit beyond toothpaste.
They got it covered, man. They do a good
All
job.
right. Well, you guys will be great, man.
Well, you know-
enjoy that.
Oh, I would love it, dude. I wish I was people trapped up there. Like, I'm in no hurry, man.
Miles is an Eagle
I
Scout.
watched
I've
the
lived off
news.
in Maurice,
Yeah.
so it's okay.
All right. Okay. Survivalist.
You know me.
More of the random Would You Rather question coming up 206-803-ROCK.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. When that pipe starts to trickle and you're in a real pickle, call Pinky. When that burst pipe starts to smell right, call Pinky. When your water heater's shot and it won't get hot, call Pinky. When you get home to a flood, call your best bud. Pinky's Plumbing to the rescue. No job is too big or too small. Pinky's does it all. So when your plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinky's. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
Where'd you get those shoes? Easy. They're from DSW. Because DSW has the exact right shoes for whatever you're into right now. You know, like the sneakers that make office hours feel like happy hour. The boots that turn grocery aisles into runways. And all the styles that show off the many sides of you, from daydreamer to multitasker and everything in between. Because you do it all in really great shoes. Find a shoe for every you at your DSW store or DSW.com.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Plug in a Hyundai EV and the extraordinary happens. From the charge time and range in the Ioniq 5 and 6 to the adventurous spirit of the Kona Electric to the 601 horsepower Ioniq 5N. Hyundai EVs make the extraordinary electrifying. There's joy in every journey.
EPA estimated 303-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 5 SE SEL limited rear-wheel drive and 361-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 6 SE long-range rear-wheel drive with fully charged battery. Actual range may vary. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
What is Dax, are you?
Tracking all our cars on Carvana Value Tracker on all our devices? Yes, Kristen, yes I am.
Well, I've been looking for my phone for...
In Dax's domain, we see all. So we always know what our cars are worth.
All of them?
All of them. Value surge, trucks up 3.9%.
That's a great offer.
I know. Sell?
Sell.
Track your car's value with Carvana Value Tracker today.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Pinky's Plumbing Studio, you're in the men's room. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK.
20 years we've been on the Rock in Seattle. That's a hell of a long time. And with that, the brand new 20th anniversary lager from Black Raven Brewing is out now.
Yeah.
Available in stores like the QFC in Ballard, where I picked up a six-pack over the weekend.
Just the lager? You grabbing the IPA?
I just grabbed the men's room 20th anniversary lager.
All right.
For my President's Day celebration.
Yes.
And drank the entire thing.
That is what happens.
Also had some men's room beer brats from Uli's over the weekend as well.
Oh, you did it up.
The only thing I did not have, I still had a little container of salsa left from San Juan Salsa Company.
Yeah.
I finished that bad boy up. And then from there, man, I did sausages. I did some beer.
All right.
Yeah. It was good.
There's nothing wrong with
some
that.
onions and some peppers.
Solid.
Delicious. But it's available now. Details and locations at KISW.com.
Are there any other vegetables that go on like a sausage? So is peppers and onions, right?
Sauteed mushrooms will show up once in a while.
If you consider
Okay,
sauerkraut still cabbage, then yes.
Yeah, fair enough. All right.
But those
we're
are
kind of done there, right? No
Right,
one
for
says,
me,
I want broccoli or artichoke hearts.
Right, but if you say Italian sausage, generally I'm thinking peppers and onions.
Yeah.
Or pepperoncinis.
Pepperoncinis, yeah. Take those.
Get the hots every once in a while. Right, a question, 206-803-ROCK.
Ours is a bratwurst. To me, that should be mustard, maybe some kraut.
I always go mustard. Always. Hello, John. Welcome to the men's room.
Oh, it's me. Hello, hola.
Hola.
John, welcome to the program and the random Would You Rather question. All right, let's go with this one. Would you rather be swallowed by a whale or death rolled by a crocodile?
Now, keep in mind, these are based on news stories, and both victims, quote unquote, survived.
That's correct.
Okay, so I'm not like a news guy. So like you said, so what news story has a whale and then like there's a guy walked away? Like he was like
the guy was kayaking off the coast of Chile. He was celebrating his 23rd birthday. A humpback whale breached, but where it breached is exactly where his kayak was. So this thing swallowed him whole, all right? Within a few seconds, because of the way their anatomy is built, the whale can't swallow him. Mm-hmm. So it just spit his ass out. It spit him out underwater, but the kayak is buoyant, so he comes rocketing back out of the water like nothing had happened. But keep in mind.
So he's not damaged. Like he's not.
No.
He didn't like
he suffered no damage.
Yeah, both of them are alive. The guy who got bit by the crocodile, he had to go to the hospital to get his arm checked out because it was pretty tore up.
Right. But both guys survived.
So I think this one's pretty easy because, so if I'm in the death, if he's got a lock on me, the alligator, he's rolling, that means he's already got something and he's rolling, right? So that's one thing. And then if the kayak gets like you said, if I get taken under and I'm in the whale, and then like, how many stories do you got for a whale getting taken under? Like, I feel like this is very rare.
It's actually happened twice in the last year.
What?
Of someone being spit out by a whale, yes.
Really?
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm with him on that one. I mean, whale research, man. What about the years before that? Okay, so I think I know. I think I'm going to go with the whale because, like whales have like more not like the brain of like fight or flight thing. If like I've seen a crocodile grab another crocodile's leg, death roll his leg off. That crocodile didn't move, and the other one just ate it, and they just like went on. It was Tuesday.
Yeah, they kind of like put their arms around each other, like, want another beer?
The whale's not trying to eat you. That's the thing. He just swallowed this guy.
I'm gonna go whale. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna.
Okay.
And we're talking about like a sperm whale, like a big one.
Yeah, it's a humpback whale that swallowed his ass. Yeah. I'm right there with you, man. Just give me. It sounds crazy to say that. It's not that I'm right there with you, but just based on the lack of damage for the guy in the kayak.
Yeah.
I would take that, but also hearing his description of the inside. Actually, you got the story right there. Yeah. I'll shut up.
Adrian Samankis. He was only in a whale's mouth for around a second, but it felt like much, much longer. So he was on a kayaking trip with his father in the Strait of Magellan, as you said, off the southern Chile coast, celebrating his 23rd birthday. And his kayak and himself were briefly swallowed by a humpback whale. He escaped unharmed. The incident was captured on video because his dad was on a kayak too, and he was filming him just a few feet away. And he can be heard encouraging his son to stay calm. He was able to reach his father's kayak. They made it back to shore, and he said, "I thought I was dead. I thought the thing had eaten me. It had swallowed me for sure." He told the BBC that they had been kayaking for about 2 hours. They're starting to come back when something hit him from behind and closed in on me, and then I sunk. I managed to see a dark blue and a white color. Then I felt a slimy texture, which touched my face. At that moment, I closed my eyes, expecting an impact. But I felt more like I was flipped over, not hit. And that's when I kind of laid down. He says in the brief moment he was in the whale's mouth, he thought about the possibility of surviving inside the whale. He said that after it spit him out, and he rose to the surface, he realized that it wasn't a predator, but was worried it could do the same thing to his father's kayak, whether out of curiosity or just play. He told the BBC he has reflected on the experience and decided to appreciate it for what it is, not only to see how to get something positive out of maybe something negative, but to see if in its entirety as what it is, that it is such a unique experience that most people will probably never have an encounter with wildlife like that anywhere else in the world.
I think he's 100% correct there.
Yeah.
Somebody here says that a whale's throat is about as wide as a basketball. You can't fit.
So once you get in the mouth, that's pretty well lit.
I mean, look, I don't know, that big-ass animal, and you're telling me the opening to the throat's the size of a basketball hoop.
Some people have tinier throats.
He's doing a tiny throat.
Yeah. Now we have the story of the crocodile.
You know, it's not funny, dude.
He got not so...
Seriously, I know a couple people have tiny throats. I have a tiny throat. I hate swallowing stuff.
That's right.
How do
You
you know
know
you
you
have
said
a
you have a tiny throat.
I don't know. I just know I choke on pills all the time.
Well, does that mean you have a tiny throat, or you just have a swallowing problem?
Like the gag reflex.
Yeah.
I don't know. I never really asked my doctor, my GP about
like,
it.
hey, man, seriously, do I have
on food?
It is a giant fear of mine.
It's a fear, but it doesn't happen.
Not to the... it's gotten close.
Okay.
So I worry about it. But, like, my cousin had to have, like, a surgery.
What, to actually expand his throat?
Yeah.
So is this like a Smith family thing? Just like, hey, man, our throats are smaller than your average man.
Maybe. I know our buddy Marshall, like, he went to the doctor. The doctor's like, you do have a tiny throat.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
You guys just hang together, all you small throat people?
Small throat club.
Friends? What is this?
I mean,
it's a weird society.
I don't know. I mean, I'll ask. Yeah.
Okay, can you do a beer bong?
I take gulps of it, though.
So
I don't
can't swallow it.
Right. That's why if me and you chug a beer out of a can, I can beat you because there's only so quickly you can pour it out of the can. But I can't beat you out of a glass or a beer bong because you could just open your throat.
All right, guys.
Yes,
you guys saw me choke on an oyster at a restaurant once.
That's right. And to me, like that's the ultimate texture to not fear, but it's still like he's going to die.
Right. That's why I got to chew them before I swallow them.
You chew oysters?
Yeah.
Huh.
I give a little chew.
Okay.
Man, if you're worried about having a tiny throat, I would too.
I like to taste the ocean.
Or get the smaller ones.
You never know which one. If it's like 12, it's
even
like
the Kumimotos. I'm still taking a quick little gnaw on them.
All right.
I mean, look, my uncle does it. That's how I learned. This is the last time I tried to eat an oyster years ago with you guys. I almost died. And then my uncle loves them, and I asked him, and he goes, just give him a little chew. That's what I do. Maybe we all have tiny throats.
You might have just tiny throats in the family.
Okay.
Yep, tiny throat family.
Does your brother have any problems with that?
God, I hate to admit this. Now we're talking about it. Yeah, everybody in my family's the same way. We got to crush up our pills.
All right.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, to me, this sounds like the Smith family's got tiny throats.
In theory, you're not wrong, right? Like, like the caps that dissolve.
Yeah.
So my buddy gave me one, and I was in the bathroom at this restaurant, but I'm choking. Now I'm conscious enough that I'm still kind of with it.
Yeah.
So eventually I just pulled the trigger, but yeah, it was a hellacious 15 seconds because it's do I burst out of the door in this restaurant?
Did you have any water?
I was getting it out of the sink.
Well, yeah, but you had some.
But that's tough, man. That's different because you're kind of sucking that up. You're not drinking it down. Somebody says a small throat to choke on an oyster.
Yeah.
I guess you're not alone, man. Somebody else tell Ted to tilt his head down when swallowing the pill.
Now, listen, it's kind of like throw with the hiccups. Everybody's got an idea, this or that. For instance, Advil. Regular Advil, I'll choke on it.
We could go get Advil right now. You're not going to choke on the little red ones.
The gel cap is fine, but the little sugar-coated one, the little round one. Yeah.
Okay, I have found with the gel caps, and I have no problem swallowing the pills, but like anything, if the water I'm washing it down with goes down before the pill, whatever, man, those dissolve, the gel caps, like the VDS, they will stick to my throat. None of the other ones do, but those, for whatever reason, they get real, sticky, man.
Tacky.
And tacky. Thank you. That's the word.
Now we go to Indonesia. An unsuspecting man got a not-so-sweet surprise when he was brutally bitten by a supposedly docile rescued crocodile. Come on. And the terrified encounter was caught on camera. Who is the person that determines that this crocodile is docile?
I think people confuse things. It's not actively doing anything. That does not mean it's docile, right? Some of the toughest dudes I know that like to fight, they also sleep. I would never say, oh, he's docile, so go poke him in the ear. No, this dude's a killer.
The question is the animal hungry or not? Right. That's basically what it comes down to.
Or are you annoying it?
For example, when my buddy had a boa constrictor, all right? If the animal had just been fed, which was always fun to watch, that was the highlight of the week.
Of course. That's why people bring
the mouse home from the pet store, and we would just sit there and, watch the battle begin, which normally didn't take very long. But
that is not a battle.
But after that, depending on I can't remember if it was once a week, once every 2 weeks, whatever that time period was, after that, the snake would just hang out with you. He'd wrap around your neck. He'd hang out on your back. He would wrap up around your arm. He would sit in your lap. He would be fine. But that was the problem when the thing escaped. Because when it escaped, it was missing for 3 months.
So it is hungry.
So when you're trying to get that thing off of the hot water line, which was curled around in the back behind a hot water tank, it was not happy at all that anyone was trying to touch this thing.
Sure.
Because he was hungry. Once he was fed, he was back to his normal self.
I mean, think about people. People will tell you, you are hangry. We know this is not your general disposition, but I know you're hungry, and this is deeply affecting your mood. Especially with kids. What do you do with kids, man? It's just look, get them a freaking snack because, and any parent will tell you this, your kid shuts up. It buys you basically an hour when you see them melting down. It's look, I'm not going to console them. I'm not going to discipline them. I'm going to get them one of those teeny tiny sleeves of Oreos, and magically, they're fine.
And that's why on the safari in Africa, the reason that it was somewhat safer
they'd already eaten
to be around certain animals is because they're nocturnal and they hunt all night long and they have eaten all night long and they continue to eat all night long. So when sunrise comes up, they are stuffed. They are tired. It is their time to go to bed.
Were you confident of that? Again, I go back to the picture that you sent of the lions, and I even asked you, is that a telephoto lens? And you said, no, that lion was as close to me as it looked.
It walked right up to me.
So do they tell you, hey, I'm sure he's eaten.
Still.
How still can you look at it?
I just stopped. I froze because it was a male, and he was walking right at me. And then...
So you're standing outside of the
He was
vehicle.
about 5 feet away from me, and he dropped. And he rolled over on his back like a cat in your living room.
Yeah.
And he just started to scratch his back, and then he rolled over to his side. I'll get a video I can show you. And then he just started to go to sleep.
But do you have to wait for him to fall asleep? So when they say stand still, right, and obviously the lion's approaching you, he drops, he's rubbing his back. Do you still have to stand still as he's going through his routine before he goes
I
to
did not
sleep.
move until, he laid down, then I walked out of there. The hyenas, all right, they are nocturnal as well. They are not hunters, but they follow around all the animals that hunt at night
sure.
and eat all the scraps and clean up. Basically, they take the meat off the chicken wing. There's nothing left.
Yeah.
So their job is to kind of clean the corpse. They are also
They'll fight other animals off their fresh kill, too.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Exactly. But they're not interested in attacking an animal to eat it. So they are scavengers.
Where I understand they're scavengers by nature. I also know they'll make some of their own kills. But if they're looking at a human,
doesn't mean they won't bite in defense, but it means that they are not after you to eat you. So they're not hunters.
Because we're defenseless again. I get they're not hunters. But they will make some of their own fresh kills. But obviously, if you live in the world of lions, the lions will do the killing for you. But if they're sizing up a human being, and there's 15 of them, they know you are a zero threat. So, like, if they're hungry, I still feel like they might say, man, let's take them down.
Sure. Now, with a giraffe, if you see a giraffe, you are in a safety zone.
Doesn't mean there's no lion, no predators around.
The giraffes basically act as a huge telescope, periscope, if I'm in a submarine for a year, whatever you want to call it. And they basically scan the area around them. And if they have a youngster with them, which most of them do, they are basically on high alert, and they do not go anywhere with the children when anything else is around them that is threatening.
Okay.
So if you see a giraffe, you're more than likely in a safe.
Hang out in that general area.
If you don't see a giraffe, that means there could be a leopard. There could be a rhino. There could be a hippo. There could be, a wild buffalo.
Do rhinos, do they charge giraffes? As far as you know. I can see lions can be a problem. Hyenas can be a problem. I just feel like a rhino, they're territorial. Giraffe would know where the territory is. I just feel like a rhino would not intentionally want to
I think
just
the
charge
lions
a
are the
giraffe.
ones that kind of get up, grab on, and hunt in a group with that size animal.
They're a gang, man.
So they got to get up there and climb that tree to, cut the cord on the neck.
God.
Yeah. But that was weird. But this case, it was a tourist.
But in this case.
Yeah, the guy, and I saw saltwater crocodiles, man. There's another.
Massive.
You see them, but they always say that a crocodile is the most dangerous when you cannot see them.
Right, because they can see you.
They can see you, and they know exactly what they're doing. And when they're in water, what is it? What is this saying?
In Walter. Oh, my God,
in
guys.
Walter. No, it's like crocodile tears or whatever the deal is.
All right.
So there's like 2 or 3 expressions.
They're not real.
Crocodiles. Well, and there's another saying about something with crocodiles being in water where basically that's the most dangerous. If you don't see a crocodile, that's when it's the most dangerous. If you see one, then more than likely you're fine.
And you'll avoid it.
Because when it's hunting, it hunts underwater and then breaches and comes out of the water and attacks. But if you see one, you're more than likely fine.
More than likely.
More than likely fine. That is not the dangerous crocodile. If you can see it,
right,
you're okay. If you can't, you could be dead within seconds.
God damn. I didn't realize how big and tough they were. And so whatever that show, like beast versus beast kind of thing, and they can, so, lion versus a tiger, all this kind of thing, and they showed a great white shark taking on a saltwater crocodile. And in my mind, I'm like, why are you even showing this? The crocodile kind of kicks the shark's ass. The advantage that the shark has, obviously this fight had to take place in water because sharks don't fight well on land, right? So they said the main thing is that when the crocodile kind of kicks the shark's ass, like one-on-one, it's pretty brutal and pretty swift. Like, I could not believe how tough these things are. But there's a point where the crocodile is to breach to get air, and that's when the shark can take him out. Okay. So they said head-to-head, you put your money on the saltwater croc, but once the crocodile has to go up and get air, that's when the shark can take advantage. But otherwise, I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
Well, this was an elderly gentleman, and he was a tourist checking out Lucky, the croc that was rescued at the Samori Dairyland place after it was reportedly saved from a flood. The resting croc ignores the man's food offering. This was the deal. The guy's trying to feed this thing. Suddenly, it chomps down on his arm, yanks him in the water in no time.
I'm going to need this.
And the grandpa was tossed around in the water like a rag doll. Obviously, the onlookers screamed in pure panic. Miraculously, somehow this guy was pulled from the water. Video later shows firefighters rushing him to the hospital with a severely injured arm. An official revealed the croc was spotted near a landfill and that the crocodile had laid eggs on land. So, as we told you when we brought this story to you a couple of days ago, there's a warning in that area to stay alert because there is solid proof that there is a male crocodile in the area as they run together in pairs.
They keep saying that this guy was pulled from the water. I'm like, what is the moment that you know it's kind of safe to pull the guy out of the water? And like I said, it's not that I don't want to rescue people, but I'm very...
Did you see the video?
I didn't see the whole thing. I saw the thing grab his ass,
right.
And
so
that's about it.
It's relatively quick, and I'm going to bring this up in headlines later on tonight, but it kind of does... own or go right by its docile nature, as it was referenced, because it basically rips the guy into the water and almost immediately lets him go.
Okay.
So I don't know what that whole interaction was. However, it was a very powerful interaction. But also, I believe in the story, it says that he was rescued, last month or a couple weeks ago, something like that.
Are you kidding me?
And then they're like, oh, yeah, he's a docile crocodile. It's like, how in the hell do you know this early?
If it's a crocodile, it's not docile. One thing I will say, my in-laws, they have a place in Delray Beach, Florida. Whatever. I don't know. About 90 miles north of Miami. And where their condo is, so my wife and I went there probably 18 years ago. Decent little place, whatever. There's a gas station about a half mile down the road at this major intersection, but between their condo and this gas station, there's nothing. Just grassland, a couple trees, and I know there's a golf course hidden somewhere in there. So there's no sidewalk. So I went to get cigarettes, and I'm bitching because it's so hot. It is so freaking hot and humid, whatever. Walk down, get my cigarettes, walk back, don't give it a thought. And my father-in-law, he calls to check on us. I'm like, oh, man, we're doing all right. And at that time, he was a smoker. So I'm like, God, is there any place closer just to grab a pack of smokes? He said, well, where did you go? I said, whatever, like Exxon, whatever it is, down on the corner. He goes, did you drive or walk? I said, I walked down, man. I wasn't going to bother to get in that hot-ass car, wait for it to cool down. I just walked down. He's like, yeah, don't do that. I'm like, why? He said, do you know how many alligators are probably watching your ass? Because he goes, there's a swamp right behind that tall grass and the trees that you cannot see from the road. Mm-hmm. They are all over the place. And when he said it out loud, I'm like, that makes sense, but I did not give it a thought. And then I'm like, if I need smokes, I'm hopping in the car. I will wait for that thing to cool down. There's no chance, man. There is zero chance. And then he's telling me all these stories. Oh, yeah, there's a lady walking her dog. I mean, that was the last time she walked that dog. I'm like, what happened to the dog? He's like, well, the dog came running home. It was her.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, Jesus, man.
You ever driven in, the neighborhoods in Orlando? Not Disney World.
No.
So they all have pools, but they're all screened in.
Yes.
Because of snakes and alligators.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't screen them in, they're going to be in your pool.
Every single home. It's kind of just like this huge ass net or glass area. It's like a big, terrarium, so to speak. But
correct.
Every single pool has one. And not only that, but most of those places back up on ponds, retaining ponds.
Yeah.
So when you look out that backyard, there's a lake behind it. So imagine just letting your kids go out and run and play in the yard, right? That's a pretty typical family life. Not there.
Right. There's no way.
Not there. That's not. You can. And alligators walk in the middle of cul-de-sacs, in the middle of the streets. So even if you're just running across the street or riding your bike down the road, there's a you've seen the videos of alligators ringing doorbells, basically,
right?
Accidentally. They just get up on the door and start pounding on it, whatever.
Sounds fun.
Yeah. More of the random Would You Rather question coming up, 206-803-ROCK.
Hiring is a lonely business. Posting jobs, sifting through resumes, interviews with unqualified applicants, being ghosted. What if you could link with dozens of qualified candidates who are ready to work right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, the workforce you need. Problem solved. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
The brand new Grand Casino and Shoreline is now open. Step into the action with Vegas-style table games like Baccarat, Heads Up Hold'em Poker, Pai Gow, Blackjack, and High Card Flush. Feeling hungry? Feast on delicious Chinese, Vietnamese, and continental dishes plus breakfast favorites. Dine in or take out. And don't miss daily happy hours from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. to midnight. Grand Casino and Shoreline off Aurora. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Visit GrandCasinoGaming.com. Welcome to the Grand Experience.
Independent financial advisors focus on building a relationship with you that goes beyond your portfolio. As fiduciaries, they must act in your best interest, always. The relationship they have with you will be based on transparency and trust, and they're committed to bringing you advice that fits your values. That's why Charles Schwab is proud to support them. Visit findyourindependengadvisor.com. So I used Gemini for the first time the other day, and the most impressive thing to me was just talking to it. You go live with it, and then it's just like you're having a conversation. You can just talk about your day or have it explain something to you or start brainstorming ideas. Let me give you an example. I pretended I have a job interview coming up and asked it to help me prep for the interview. It immediately started suggesting common questions I might get asked. Then I started talking through my answers out loud, and it would give me feedback. And it's all happening in real time, like I'm talking to a career coach or something. That's just what I tried first, but you can talk to it about anything. And I honestly think that's the magic of it, how you can just have this back and forth and it's all seamless. If you haven't tried it yet, it's definitely worth checking out. You'll see what I mean.
Is your team at work feeling a little disconnected? Maybe the workflow's not flowing? Try Confluence by Atlassian. Confluence is the connected workspace where teams can create, organize, and deliver work like never before. In Confluence, teams can whiteboard their vision for any project, easily create or access the relevant pages and resources they need, and discover important context they might not even know they need. Plus, AI helps teams jumpstart brainstorms, organize information, and connect workflows, so teams can move efficiently and create alignment with ease. In fact, with Confluence, teams can see 5.2% average boost in productivity in 1 year. So if your team lacks confidence, try Confluence, the connected workspace where teams can do it all. Set knowledge free with Confluence. Learn more at Atlassian.com/confluence. That's Atlassian.com/CONFLUENCE.
I've been working with a nurse dietitian for the last 6 months, and it's been life-changing. I've lost weight, healed my relationship with food, and have way more energy. Working with a dietitian online to create a personalized nutrition plan was so easy thanks to Nourish. The best part? I pay $0 out of pocket because Nourish accepts hundreds of insurance plans. 94% of patients pay $0 out of pocket. Find your dietitian at usenourish.com. That's usenourish.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit Condor.com today.
Hey, what's the easiest way to find out what channel the game's on? Sports on What? Subscribe to the Sports on What app and quickly find the channel for every provider. Satellite, cable, or streaming. Sports on What knows the channel a game is on, and you can too. Download today.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Random would you rather question. 206-803-ROCK.
Random.
Would you rather have your hand chopped off or go to prison for 20 years?
Ooh, dominant hand? One hand chopped off. You pick the hand. Or go to prison for 20 years. I'm chopping off my right hand.
You are.
I'm left-handed, so I'll take my non-dominant hand. I'm going to chop it off.
What hand do you drive with?
Left, mostly.
I drive with my left.
I know, it's weird. I just thought about that. Like, I'm trying to think, like, if I chopped off my left hand, that would be the hardest part, is getting used to driving.
Tie your shoes. Well, I guess you can get your Skechers slip-ons.
Mine's just a matter of life. I'm 55 years old.
Right.
So 20 years, I'm 75 years old when I get out. So I've got to take the hand off, or I'm going to lose most of the rest of my life.
Yeah, but even if I were 18, man, I think I'm still taking 20 years in prison is a long, long time.
It is. But it just also depends on how old you are. Now, if I was 20 years old...
Would you pick prison?
I would...
You would have more of a debate.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
That's all.
I think you would be a one-handed 20-year-old person. I think that would be your final pick. Yeah. I didn't even think about my age. I just thought, 20, yeah, man.
20 years in prison is a long time.
What would be the minimum prison sentence for you to keep both hands?
To keep both hands?
So, like 20 years, I go, dude, that's just way too long.
Man.
Take my hand off. 5 years?
5 years probably would be the part where I would...
Consider it?
Yeah. I don't know.
What are you going with, Ted? Chopping the hand off?
Chopping that hand off, dude.
Okay.
That one seems pretty easy.
Somebody here said, well, 20 years is a long time with no golf, no beer, no NFL. Like, you're right, but I also think I would not be thinking about those things for the 20 years in prison. Like, if you just said for the next 20 years, no golf, no beer, no NFL, like, or keep both of my hands, keep them both of my hands. Right? No question about it. But prison is not just that. Like, oh, man, I lost my TV rights.
Well,
like,
it depends.
there's a lot of bad stuff going on you got to deal with.
You got to
day to
rearrange
day.
your entire life. You can't just get a big old hamburger at Red Robin, right?
You'd ask them to cut it for you. They'll understand. Hold up your nub. What are they going to say?
You can, but
we don't do that here, sir.
But if you wanted to grab that hamburger, you
cut it in fourths. Order sliders.
That's what I'm saying. You just have to readjust your life on how you do things. Steak would probably not be something you would order at a restaurant.
No. I mean, yeah, a lot of my restaurant foods would go. You're right.
You would only wear slip-on shoes.
That is correct.
There would be a number of adjustments that you would need to make. I'm just saying.
I'd rather adjust to those than prison. Like adjust to your new cellmate. Like,
20 years of prison sounds awful.
What's the least amount of time? What's the most amount of time you could do before you chop off your head? But you go 5 years. Can we get you in prison for 5 years? You get to keep both hands.
No.
3 years.
2?
I mean, I would do 2 and keep both my hands.
Again, am I going to federal or state?
We'll make it federal. It's bad, man.
Yeah, but federal has some nice ones, too.
You did not commit a crime to get you in one of those nice ones.
Man, I don't know. I feel like I'd almost rather do time in a federal place than a state one.
Really?
The state prisons is where terrible stuff happens.
Yeah.
Well, that's why San Quentin's so bad.
And Rikers, all the rest of it. I don't know. I'm keeping my hand, or I'm getting rid of my hand, period.
Maybe 2 years.
2 tops.
I'm thinking so.
18 months.
Do I get to have the fun to get arrested?
Yeah, you can get arrested.
But I'm saying, can I be like, all right, if I'm going to do 2 years, I'm going to be an international drug dealer for a little bit.
We will give you 4 months of international drug dealing. You're only going to get a year and a half in prison, which you cut a deal, obviously.
Oh, Christ. Yeah, I guess I did.
Yeah.
Well,
6 months of drug dealing.
I could give a statement without incriminating the other guys.
That is correct. So 6 months of drug dealing, 18 months of prison, but you keep both of your hands.
All right, that I'm in for.
Okay. All right.
Just because that seems like a lot of fun for 6 months before I got to do my bid.
Okay. I like where your head is at, man. I like you negotiate it down. We go, all right.
Man, I'd be doing crazy stuff, too.
Like what?
Slapping people, buying champagne in bars so people don't drink champagne.
That's the part I'd like. Because if you're the big drug trafficker, man, you're not doing your product. You're just reaping the benefits of all the money.
Yeah, and I'd be one of those guys, too. Like, oh, I can't do that here? I could buy you.
That's a good point.
Throw a couple hundred at him.
What are you, a diplomat?
It's nothing to me.
Get your own hippos.
Yeah, and I'm tan.
As hell.
Yeah, right.
Hello, Justin. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Justin, welcome to the program, the random Would You Rather question. We're going to give you this one, Justin. Would you rather marry your girlfriend who reveals to be an alien, or marry your girlfriend who reveals that she is a demon? So you can marry your girlfriend, but she's an alien, or marry your girlfriend that reveals that she is a demon. Which one are you picking?
I mean, I think that's a no-brainer. You got to go alien, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely, man.
100%.
Why is that?
Because the demon inevitably has ulterior motives, right? Just they might be great in bed, all the stuff you'd want, and you realize the reason they're so good and so nice to you, just by being demonic, you have an ulterior motive. Or an alien, you're just here, man.
But that doesn't mean that they're interested in you. When you think about serial killers who are married, all right, their wives, their significant others, there's no trail, of them doing anything to anyone that they've been with before.
Of course.
People always make those statements. When we were married, there was nothing really suspicious, blah, 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 blah.
And kids, the whole nine.
So it's almost like you're in a safe place if you are with the demon. Because the demon might be a demon, but the demon, if it's with you, is not going to want to kill you or be after you.
But inevitably it will, based on the fact that it's a demon. Once you it can stay with you until you're dead, but once you're dead, that's when the show really starts.
Right.
Because it's all about, then it comes back to physically.
The guy in, what was it, New Jersey, New York, he just got busted for being a serial killer. He was asking everyone if they'd heard of this guy, the stories and all that stuff, and they finally busted him. Well, he was married.
Sure.
He had kids. They were all fine.
Mm-hmm.
It was just anybody else.
He's not a demon. He's a serial killer.
Right.
Right, but I consider that an evil thing.
It is an evil thing, but their ulterior motives are a demon by its nature wants your soul.
Right,
If it doesn't, it's not a demon.
I would still want the alien over the serial killer, too.
Good point.
Again, I'm negotiating, but do I get to if
Really?
if the demon's taking my soul, what do I get? Can I play music?
No, you get whatever the demon gave you. Probably great sex, wonderful life, lots of money, all the things you would sell your soul to the devil for.
This
right?
life's going to be great.
Yeah, man, you got a yacht. You're hanging with the big dogs. You don't even know how you're making money. You just make money. Like every time you open your sock drawer, you're like, there is another $10 million freaking dollars in there. I don't know what's happening. So your life's great, but when you die, the
demon gets my soul.
Yes, and they might trade it to someone else, and maybe it's like trading cards. I don't know. Like I have an original tag.
That's a tough one.
Really?
Well, I feel like also if the demon's giving me everything I want, the problem is I will earn to burn in hell for eternity.
Not necessarily. You did not necessarily do anything bad. Look,
man, you fraternize with a demon, you kind of earned it.
If you don't know, because they've got to reveal it to you. So you've been with this chick for 10 years, all right? And you don't know what she does to make this money. Cops never come looking for her. FBI's never called you. So it's like, hey, whatever her business is, maybe it's OnlyFans, but I get to spend it. She does not care. She's not the jealous type. I don't understand what it is. And then 10 years in, she's like, oh, look, hey, the reason life's been good, I'm a demon. When you die, I'm taking your soul.
You can't cheat on a demon.
That, man,
I think you can. The demon doesn't care.
You don't know that.
That's what I'm saying.
Why is the devil the devil? The devil's the devil because the devil was jealous. So jealousy, I would imagine, runs pretty rampant in the demon world if he's the head guy, right?
I don't know. I've seen The Devil's Advocate. Al Pacino was passing out that stuff to everybody.
Because it's Al Pacino. Hooah!
That's what I'm saying. If I'm married to a demon, like we're going on sex trips.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
So I'm saying I'm going to earn my hell status.
What do you think that alien chick's going to do to you, man?
How do you earn going to hell if the person you're with, we don't know it's a demon yet, right? But I've slept with 200 other women, and she didn't care.
I guess you're right. That wouldn't make me in the bad.
Okay, what's pro-alien? All right, I understand.
You're interesting. That, for me, it's back to the space nerd thing, man. All right. But I don't think you have an ulterior motive, and if you do have an ulterior motive, it can only be done in this life.
What if you find out the alien is an octopus, like the boys?
Cool.
We're going to find something out
That's
about
right.
yourself.
Look, we have
I'm going to find something out about myself, Miles.
We in the human race have our own Kama Sutra book. The aliens probably do too. So we're going to learn a whole new book of stuff.
Do you think we're bendy enough for their Kama Sutra?
I'm willing to find out.
Why do half the people, though, who say they've been abducted by aliens always talk about an anal probe? It's
I'm with Miles. That's what I'm worried about.
With
See, but you can also set the ground rules.
one. I mean, your Sasquatch running into you. He doesn't do anything to your butt.
Well, demon would
You don't know that.
The demon's going to.
No, he's not.
It's kind of known that they're going to take that pitchfork and man, and away it goes.
No. They're doing all kinds of things.
You bet.
He's not into that.
You can talk with the alien like, hey, I'm not into the probe stuff. Like, you want to have some fun with the fun.
But the only people that bring up the probe that got abducted by aliens are the ones that had a problem with it. We might find out 50% are like, yo, man, I've been praying for them to abduct me again because some crazy stuff happened.
They're very generous with the lube on the probe.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know. You just don't know. It just depends what you're into.
Alien all day, man.
I agree, man. Someone here, they put it very eloquently and said, I'm effing an alien.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Think Total Recall.
None of them were aliens. She was mutated. She was mutated. I found out later that the three-breasted woman, only the one in the middle was the real one.
Think about Elizabeth Hurley. That movie where she's the devil.
Elizabeth Hurley.
Again. It's all a facade until you get to the other side. And then bam, now she's this ugly, nasty demon thing.
That's the thing, man. See, I think like Shrek.
Yeah.
Right? So Fiona. And, no, look, man, I know we're supposed to like her. Hey, guys, I don't care
how no, she got ugly.
How deep you are and all that. When you see what she looks like wow, man. Yeah, I don't know about this anymore, man.
That's the whole thing, man, is that when you get to the other side, it's curtains, and then you're still alive. Like, eternity starts then.
Right.
It's not good.
That's when it begins.
Right.
Now you're stuck with her. She doesn't look the way she did then.
At least with the alien, it's like, all right, let's see how long we can ride this train.
Mm-hmm. Just saying. All alien, all day. Hello,
Miles
Mike.
and I are taking the demon on the submarine.
I'll take my alien in space.
Yeah. Have fun, boys.
Hey, now, you're an all-star. Hello, Mike. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello.
Hola. Demon or alien, Mike? Where are you going on this?
Come on. Yeah, I'm alien all the way.
All right.
Okay. All right, Mike, here you go. Would you rather have extra love extra money or extra time? For the rest of your life, extra love, extra money, or extra time?
I'm going to go cash.
Thank you. You're taking the money.
I had a feeling.
Okay. What is your thought process on that? How old are you?
45.
45. So you would be rich for the rest of your life?
I mean, I would just be comfortable. I don't have to be rich.
Wait, so what would your cutoff be? Was there a point that someone could offer you too much money? I hear what you're saying. If someone paid the mortgage on my house, I would be delighted. But if they said, we'll pay the mortgage on your house and here's $10 million.
Is extra love considered sex, or does that mean like you got to be in a relationship?
At this age, I'm saying sex. I'm in a relationship.
Okay, yeah. I think because that's very important to me.
Like, I know you love me, but I would like some extra love in, as they say.
Okay, what would you do with your money, Mike, if you had it? Like, what would your ideal scenario be if you were comfortable right now? What would you do if, for whatever reason, tomorrow you ran into a lump sum of cash and you were going to be good for a while?
I mean, I would be good with like, I don't know, $750.
Okay.
I can make that work.
Is that all you want?
Yeah, that's all I need. I can make that work.
Okay. Are you talking about $750,000 or a motorcycle?
Yeah. 750,000.
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. You get the money. What do you do with the money? You've got the money, but if you have this ideal scenario where you are comfortable, are you moving? Is there something you are
Sometimes
buying?
I think it's just about you don't have to worry about stuff as much.
Like, would you do it as an annuity?
Like,
so you pay yourself X amount of
Would you
dollars
change
a year?
anything about your current life?
Okay, so I got family in the Philippines and Thailand.
You're not wrong.
Bedroom colors, here are the 7 words you can't say on the radio. Sucker, mother, and please keep those words in mind when calling. Now back to the program.
Okay, so he's right. If you move to the Philippines or somewhere like that, that amount of money, you are good for life. When he said $750,000, and I'm just thinking of living in Seattle, like, I finally put a down payment on the house I want, right? Gone, man. I mean, like, it's so expensive here. So it always cracks me up. Like, you'll watch certain game shows. Someone, you won $100,000, which is awesome. I don't care who you are. You're going to be happy to win that. But I realize, like, this guy's from Norman, Oklahoma. So he's freaking out a lot different than the guy that's on Mercer Island.
Right.
You won $100,000, and you see them noodling around like,
I can afford gas this month.
Well, it's like, it's already spent. You know what I mean? You can pay off some debts, but it's not like you're going to take some big vacation as a result. Well, the guy from Oklahoma's like, I'm buying 7 houses and cattle, and still have change left over.
I'm kind of torn on this one because if you have money, you could probably find your love or pay for it. Well, you could. But time would be elusive. Not that you couldn't pay for better health care, but ultimately, like, it doesn't matter how much money you make. There's a reason Steve Jobs is no longer around. He had all the money in the world.
And didn't have the time.
It didn't matter. When you look at Paul Allen, when you look at these guys that were billionaires, the fact of the matter is,
what could you
money didn't always save everyone's lives. I'm not saying it hasn't before. Look at Magic Johnson. But
there's also, you can go to your doctor and say, hey, look, the cost is out of this.
Right.
Give me whatever.
But
Like, there's enough prescriptions and this and that. Like, you could get yourself plastic surgery.
You could. I would not worry about health so much, no more than I do now. I guess probably the best way to put that, if I had the money, because to me, it's, with the time I do have, whatever that might be, how much can I enjoy it? And since everything costs so, it's like, I don't want money just to be rich. I want money because everything costs money. And then there's some things I would like to do in my limited time on this earth. And I'm like, I can afford to do that. Let's go do it, man. It'll take a helicopter over an erupting volcano.
Well,
I can do that.
You could pick extra love. But that doesn't mean it's going to be, high-end stuff. So you might get some love. But if you have money, it doesn't matter what you look like.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't matter male, female.
Look at Jeff Bezos.
If you got money,
look at Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah. I mean, you could be.
Look at Bill freaking Gates, man. That guy is not going to be in anyone's sexy calendar hanging on the wall. But when you got dough like that, like, he got laid. He got laid enough. He even cheated on his wife. You know why? Because he had money.
Look, Whoopi Goldberg, all right?
Has money.
She's having sex with a really hot dude. Whoopi Goldberg right now. She's not dating some fat dude. She's dating a guy that's all ripped up, muscular, probably 30 years younger than she is. It's Whoopi Goldberg, man. So it doesn't matter.
Kathy Griffin.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter.
She has just enough money. People date her. Right. You're like, I get it. You got money.
Yep, Roseanne Barr. Someone's having sex with her.
Yep.
on a daily basis.
And they're frowning right now.
Living in Hawaii. They are younger. They have abs. They are, chiseled. She's not having sex with some big, fat, old, dumb guy.
Nope.
I'm telling you, it's just not happening.
Yeah, do the money.
But if you have money, that you can get that. But you're also going to be able to get quality stuff.
Yeah, that's why I picked the money.
Okay.
Well, and Thor makes a good point. You can have all the free time you want, but you're still going to have to work. Whereas if the money's not an issue, I don't know, you can just work on pet projects and this and that.
Isn't that what most people would rather do? Like all these people that have hobbies on the weekend, not cheap hobby. The guys working on their cars or they're spending thousands of dollars. You go, dude, you can afford this hand. You can afford this so easily. Your wife's not even going to bitch about it if you get 3 more junker cars to build on. That's a good life. And more love. Love is fantastic, but love can also drive you crazy. Mm-hmm. You don't dispute whether or not somebody loves you or not, but that can also make situations worse. The only reason I care is because I love you, right? And so you're angry about these things. Like, I love my kids to death, but God knows they could drive me crazy. Only because they're my kids. So it's like, I'm good on love. I'll take the cash.
New poll asked people, would you rather A, have extra love, extra money, or extra time? The most popular answer was ding, 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 extra money. 46%, nearly half. In the comments, someone said extra money can buy extra love and time, which is basically the classic money can buy happiness argument. And someone else pointed out extra time can get you money and love too.
It can, or you can be lonely and broke for longer.
Or extra love can buy the other things as well, if you are immoral.
How does extra love give you money?
Because you could be immoral about it.
Well, is that love if you're immoral?
I mean, is it back to money? Is it back to love, or is it back to sex, though?
See, listen, they really need to clarify, because they are two very different things. I've had sex with a lot of people I don't love. You know what I mean? Like, that wasn't a problem. I never said, man, I just wish I loved you. It's like, no, her pants are off. It's go time. Cool.
Yeah, some people you just want to have sex with. You don't want to marry them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You don't even want to date them.
Hell, half the celebrities out there are like, they're annoying.
All right, so love's off the list for me.
Yeah, love's gone.
I guess I'm taking the money.
Bill Belichick, somebody points out. Got money.
Oh, man.
It ain't his looks.
That's the perfect
not
example.
His physique. It is not his personality. It's his money.
Well, Bill's been opening up the last few years. He hadn't been a head coach. He seems to be kind of a loose Bill.
Loose Bill.
Loose Bill is tight everyone else, man.
Loose Bill.
Yeah, loose Bill.
As loose as he could get.
Right, but if he's not Bill Belichick, doesn't have all that money, that girl's not.
There's no chance.
Sure. They just met on a plane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you Bill Belichick?
Happens all the time. Every time I get on the flight. Hot chick sitting next to me who wants to date me,
Yeah, well, if he sat in first class more often.
More of the random Would You Rather question coming up, 206-803-ROCK.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. You know what's sneaky? A bunch of big corporations buying up local companies you know and love, gutting them, and keeping the name. But you know who's not a sellout? Pinky's Plumbing. That's right. Pinky's Plumbing's values start with their work ethic, honesty, how they treat their employees, and how they care for their customers. Bigger isn't always better, and that's a fact. You should know you're working with a locally owned company that truly values where they live and work. Pinky's Plumbing. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
Plug in a Hyundai EV and the extraordinary happens. From the charge time and range in the Ioniq 5 and 6 to the adventurous spirit of the Kona Electric to the 601 horsepower Ioniq 5N. Hyundai EVs make the extraordinary electrifying. There's joy in every journey.
EPA estimated 303-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 5 SE SEL Limited rear-wheel drive and 361-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 6 SE long-range rear-wheel drive with fully charged battery. Actual range may vary. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Hiring is a lonely business. Posting jobs, sifting through resumes, interviews with unqualified applicants, being ghosted. What if you could link with dozens of qualified candidates who are ready to work right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, the workforce you need. Problem solved. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
Where'd you get those shoes? Easy. They're from DSW.
Because DSW has the exact right shoes for whatever you're into right now. You know, like the sneakers that make office hours feel like happy hour. The boots that turn grocery aisles into runways. And all the styles that show off the many sides of you, from daydreamer to multitasker and everything in between. Because you do it all in really great shoes. Find a shoe for every you at your DSW store or DSW.com.
The mighty 99.9 KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle. Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Pinky's Plumbing Studio, you're in the men's room. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK.
Who Sucks Less is on the way at 4:30. Right after emails on our random Would You Rather question, 206-803-ROCK.
Yes, that last question about was it money, love, or time? People are checking in. Someone said, look, take the money and then work on the time by being healthy. Money does not buy happiness, but money allows you to buy the things that make you happy. Then they add, I have never seen anyone crying in a Lamborghini. That's from John in Seattle.
Never seen anyone crying
in a Lamborghini.
Well, and I kind of get that one. You know, I'm 34 years old. I love my wife very, very much. She and I aren't going anywhere apart from each other there. 34, so I got all the time in the world. Like, I just need a little bit more money to keep the sweat off my brow. Like, I just don't want to have any kind of a stress there.
All right, that's the thing. When you have that kind of money, if you have that kind of cash flow in your life, it's just the everyday stresses go away. And I'm sure that having a lot of money brings its own stresses, but the day-to-day stress, man, that's most people's thing.
Mike, you said that your car's on its last leg.
It's getting there, yeah.
Right, so if you had unlimited money, and you work car auctions, so you have a better idea of makes, models, vehicles than most people. What would be the car if price was not an option that you would go and buy and replace?
But I also want you to think about
Volkswagen White station wagon.
The upkeep.
Well, you got money.
I know, but you can get a Lamborghini, but if something goes wrong, just getting those replacement parts, at some point, it's not worth it.
I don't care if you have money or not. I don't know if I'd feel comfortable parking the Lamborghini in First Hill and going to dinner.
No.
I mean, if that's your day-to-day driver, I'm talking about a car that you would actually use to drive to work.
Honestly, that's why I'm staring at the Toyota sedans. Those things last forever out there on the road.
Camry, Corolla, something
exactly.
like that? Okay.
Mainly a Corolla.
No SUV.
Nah, I just don't need that much. I don't need that much space.
But you go back to two doors.
No.
Really?
I'm over the coupe, man.
So you want to go back to the coupe?
It's just, I get it. I'm not driving around people like I was back in the day, but it's still such a pain in the ass. It's so much easier to be able to throw something in my backseat than it is to have to move my front seat forward. It's not the worst thing in the world, but if I don't have to go back to two doors, I would not go back.
Oh, man, my father, it was his departure from two door to the four door. I mean, he never let us forget it either. Because my brother and I would kind of complain about a car. Because it's just not a cool car, but he was always a car guy, right? Motor Trend, all this stuff. And I was like, why don't we just get a cool car? And he would look at us, really, because of you.
Exactly.
He's like, you, man. He's like, you can't fit in a cool car. And I'm stuck with you and your goddamn brother, so I got to get a car that can fit you. So I tried to get the coolest version of a car that I can. And Pickens were a lot slimmer in the 70s and 80s. You can get a cool-looking sedan or SUV now, all that kind of stuff. That just wasn't a thing. He's like, if it has four doors, then it's an ugly-ass car, and it's a car I don't want. Very clear about that. But and as soon as I moved out of the house, they took a trip to Brazil, and they got a...
All right, what does your dad drive now?
He, my God. So now, all that bitching he had about two doors, now they have a Jeep Grand Cherokee. The thing about it is, I don't even have time to explain this entire story with this, but it's a Jeep Grand Cherokee. I believe it is from 2007? 2010. And he keeps his cars pristine. I mean, inside, outside, everything. He's always been that guy. So when I moved to New Mexico, something went south in it, and he had a lifetime warranty on it. So he takes it to whoever the Jeep dealer is and whatever, New Mexico. And the guy says, there's no way this warranty still covers the vehicle. My father's like, it does. He said, well, this can't be a 2000 whatever. It's too clean. My father's like, I'm a clean man. And if you don't know him, you have no idea, but he is, right? Inside, outside. So this went on for like 3 months. Long story short, my father basically had to write a letter to, I don't know, the Jeep gods or wherever the hell they are, to explain his situation, reveal all the paperwork, explain how anal he is about protecting his vehicles. And that is not a joke at all. And they finally reimbursed him his money because they ended up having to rent a car. but they rented it for longer. And he's like, I'm not paying for any of this. In the end, he didn't, but it took a couple months.
Yeah.
But
that sounds familiar. But
he had the Porsche 944, the Porsche 911, but it was right after I moved out. So then when I would go visit them like at the holidays, he would say things like, hey, do you want to drive this, around the block? You want to go for a ride? I'm like, well, yeah, but I spent my entire childhood wanting to do that. He's like, had 2 kids?
Random. That's a tough question, though, Miles. If money's not an issue, what would you buy for a car?
It's like my son would be like, oh, Lamborghini, because all these YouTube kids buy them. But as I've gotten older, they look stupid to me. Like, I recognize it's an expensive car. I understand its quality, but physically, it looks idiotic.
Well, you have a teeny throat, I have a teeny garage. So I've got to figure out something that can fit in there. I couldn't get like a big-ass truck or anything.
No.
I would get a smaller SUV, probably a Cadillac, probably like one down from the Escalade.
Yeah. Oh, those are nice.
What is one down from the Escalade? I honestly don't know. Because my wife and I bought an Escalade used. And I'm like, man, I don't know if I want a used car. I'll take it for a test drive. It was the nicest freaking car I've ever been in.
XT6?
Maybe
so. There's an XT5?
Yeah. Man, we were at the Cadillac dealership last week because Pearl, she's getting up there in age, but basically replaced all of her organs. But while we're at the dealership, I'm like, hey, man, well, you guys are doing paperwork. I'm going to walk around, look at all the different cars. We did test drive one. Very nice. But one car, the sales guy goes, look, you're not even in the ballpark financially to afford this, but this is our brand new, so all electric Cadillac Escalade, all right? But this thing, I cannot explain it. I mean, it's because we walk up to the vehicle. He goes, hold on, let me unlock it. He's like, okay, walk toward it again. So I walk toward it. Door pops open. I'm like, well, the door popped up. What did you hit? He goes, I didn't hit anything. It's registering that you are at the door. So and when you sit down inside, the door just closes. It's like, once your ass hits that seat, the door is closed. So what if I have groceries? It's like, it'll wait. I seriously, you cannot expect. We did not take it out for a test drive. He's like, we can take it for a test drive. But me and my wife were like, absolutely, this is a $200,000 vehicle. No.
If they have that kind of technology, there's other things you can do for me.
For sure.
In the car. I'll close my own door. How about we work on something?
Oh, no, this thing, I'm telling you, it was
one of my friends
sick.
has one of those new all-electric SUVs from Cadillac. That thing is unreal.
Yeah, I know a couple people
it's
that
fast,
bought those.
it's too, but same thing. Like, and if he's not close enough to the car, he's like, I unlocked it. I'm like, right, but you got to be close to it, or the little door hatch or the handle won't pop out.
That is correct.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Ted, I got a random would you rather question for you.
Hit me.
Would you rather find a snake in your food or a snake in your car?
Food.
In your food.
I feel like I have more time to react.
Okay.
It's in the car.
And more space to get away?
Yeah, if it's in the car, I'm going to freak out and probably crash the car. Then get bitten by the stupid snake.
All right.
For crashing the car, yeah.
Yeah. Like, that would be horrible.
No, I agree.
What if the snake comes out of the plate and just snaps you right in the nose?
Again, nightmare fuel either way, but I guess at least with the plate, I'm not also crashing a car.
All right.
Right. Only one thing can happen. The snake can bite you, and that's the beginning and end of that if you're at home.
All right.
Correct.
But
But I mean,
wrecking the car in your
snake in the car. That
when
is
you crash the car, you're still in the car with the snake.
Aussie
Correct.
police. I received a strange call over the weekend from motorists on the Monash Freeway. That's outside of Melbourne. Detailing a barefoot woman trying to flag down other cars.
Her feet look like bear's feet.
When officers arrived, the woman's actions became clear. She had discovered a highly venomous creature in her car while driving. The woman explained she'd been traveling on the freeway when she felt something on her foot and looked down to find the deadly tiger snake slithering up her leg. Remarkably, she was able to fend the snake off of her and weave through traffic before pulling over and leaping out of her car to safety. According to Victoria Police, they note that the woman appeared to be in shock when they arrived, though she apparently had not been bitten. A guy from the Melbourne Snake Control was called in to retrieve the snake, which he then released into a bush well away from homes and people and pets near where she pulled over. She joked that she was playing a Barry White CD to calm the roaming reptile and said able to track it down in the rear of the woman's vehicle thanks to the distinct musky odor the snake sends out when it feels threatened. Normally when snakes are in cars, they find a really nice little hidey hole and they can stay in it for days and not come out. But we were lucky the snake moved around to the back of the car. Woman seemed fine, though she was taken to a local hospital to get checked out, and so ended one of the more bizarre welfare checks that they had in that area. Now, another story. A venomous snake traveled from South America to New Hampshire in a bunch of bananas before it was discovered by shocked employees at a Manchester grocery store on Saturday.
You made it all the way to the store?
Think about that. From South America to New Hampshire.
We're lucky enough that one of the workers at Market Basket was very familiar with reptiles.
Oh, that guy. He finally came in handy.
Lieutenant Adam Cheney.
He's been creeping everybody out for 3 years.
And now finally they're like, you know what, Doug is okay.
From the New Hampshire Fish and Game Law Enforcement Division told NBC News, he said that the story be adapted for the big screen as Snakes on a Plantain. Thankfully, no one was injured as the 18-inch long cat-eyed snake, native to Panama, Colombia, and Ecuador, was recognized as a mildly venomous species, and a conservation officer was called in.
Where does like a rattlesnake, like what would be considered mildly venomous? Or is a rattlesnake mildly venomous?
Oh, they can kill you.
They can kill you,
So
but say on average,
mildly
24 hours.
You can get bit, right? You can get bit by a rattlesnake and live. Like some of those ones in Africa and Australia, like if it bites you, you're basically dead.
Right.
Mm-hmm. The nocturnal snake, which was unharmed, has since found a new home at the Rainforest Reptile Show, an animal rescue service that uses exotic animals to educate the public. The vice president of that place says this new hitchhiker friend will remain with the group and its frogs and is now in a temporary habitat. They're trying to build a permanent space for this particular snake. But he notes the group takes extreme precaution when using venomous species for outreach events. But ornate cat-eyed snakes are only mildly venomous to humans. A bite would not be fatal, but it would be extremely painful.
Right. You'll want
He
to
told
die.
USA Today.
But you won't. You know, you wonder, like, all right, I run an exotic tropical reptile place like this guy, but I'm in New Hampshire. Now, obviously, you're going to get people that show up because they want to see these things because, again, you're in New Hampshire. There's nothing interesting there. You got to wonder if he's like, look, man, you call down to Panama or Ecuador or Colombia or whatever it is, like, hey, there's a shipment of, I don't know, whatever's going to this store, throw in 7 frogs and 2 snakes. Because inevitably, when they find these things, whether it makes it into the grocery store, whether it makes it to someone's house, news of this gets out, what do we do with this weird tropical thing? Oh, hey, man, I got my tropical exhibition haul done. I'll take them off your hands. Because it'd be free of charge at that point, right? This guy just scored what he called an ornate snake, which scared of snakes or not, it's probably interesting to look at. He got it for free. I'm just saying, I would be in bed with those guys in a heartbeat. Like, yo, man, anything that's coming up to New Hampshire, make sure there's something weird in there that I can put in my spot. Doesn't cost me any money.
Okay.
That's how my brain thinks.
Here we go.
The guy at the grocery store that knows snakes.
Okay. I'm just saying, this seems too perfect.
You picture that guy.
Yeah, you know exactly what I said.
Okay.
Big gauged ears.
Would you rather question?
Yeah. Dyed black hair.
He's into like a specific kind of metal.
Yes. Northern Swedish death metal.
Yeah, dude.
Would you guys rather to be able to fart on command at any time?
Yes.
Or make others fart, but you always smell it? So you can make someone else fart at any time. Unfortunately, you're going to have to smell it.
I'll make others fart.
Hell yeah.
Or
that would be an amazing power.
Fart ventriloquism would be awesome.
Yes.
It would be. Think about all the women that shot you down at the bar or in high school and all that. Like, all right, cool. And now she's laughing at you with her friends and they're walking away.
Imagine you're having a conversation with your boss and he's like chewing you out. Make him fart.
Oh.
By like that third fart, he's got to be or she's got to be embarrassed to be like, oh, we got to end this meeting.
Sure.
Damn right we do, Sticky.
Yeah.
See, I think I'm watching Red Zone and I watch Scott Hansen out there. Crack one out there in the middle of
Or
the
one
play.
of the players that's mic'd up.
Yes. Yes.
Or I would
wait till
get
your
it-
brother's out there just making a call.
First down.
That would get me to go to church.
Oh, God.
Just to make other people fart.
No, to make the preacher, the minister fart. Anytime he says something that's deep and heavy, just... Because no one can hold it
My
together.
apologies. My apologies.
Hey, you're sitting at a bar, you're both talking to the same chick. That dude's farting now.
Yeah. I just upped my chances.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd crash.
He just keeps farting.
I'd crash funerals.
Crash funeral, but I do it to the corpse.
What if
and
you
they
can
look.
make the dead guy fart?
But the problem is now you got to smell it. Keep in mind, we do have to smell everybody else's beef when we do it, doesn't matter how far away
But
we are.
the thing is, rarely, look, I will suffer the stink of your fart if I've humiliated you. So if it's just the two of us, maybe I don't make you fart. It's just me and you. We're on an elevator, like 8 people. Yeah, I got to smell it. They've all got to smell it, but they all know it's you.
I don't want to fart with 8 people. I want to fart with me, you, and a very hot woman that's in that elevator.
Okay.
And it's very clear.
Okay, let me ask you this. How many farts before you'd have to leave a bar? You're audibly farting out loud. Everybody can hear you.
I'm the one farting?
Right.
Okay.
I'm saying it's only 2 or 3 before you're going to have to be like, all right, I got to go.
I think 3 would be I think the first one, even if it stinks, it's kind of forgiving because everybody slipped. The second one, it'll get a little quieter in there, and you get a couple of stink eyes, and people just went, hey, man, you all right? And you go like, my bad, I apologize. The third one, I think you need to leave.
Okay, but look.
Yeah, but you're at a sports bar, Miles, and there's one fan that's just annoying the crap out of everybody. I'm making that guy fart.
Oh, yeah. What if you're in a Hooters, okay? And the girl comes up, and she says, I'd like to go over some of the specials. And then you're like, oh, God, because you can smell it, right? And she's like, I am so sorry. Like, no, we'll take a minute. Could you just get a pitcher of beer, Yeah. And she comes back, and
it's on us.
She's going to pour the beer, and every time she just kind of moves the pitcher to pour it,
that would be awful.
Well, and parroting off of what Ted said, after a while, you can also use it to your advantage to maybe get somebody to leave that you don't want around. Say that all 4 of us are out hanging at a bar, and there's just somebody that won't leave us alone, and so we just keep getting him to fart until he walks away.
I don't think that person would. I know what you're saying, but that person would not.
The Hooters waitress, you go, I want 9 medium wings, And she goes, okay, 9 minutes. And I'm like, Jesus. She was like, well, the wings are on me. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on. All right, how about this one since we're talking about ass? Would you rather your nose and genitalia switch places or your mouth and your bottom? Would you rather your nose and genitalia switch places or your mouth and your bottom switch places?
I got to go genitalia. I mean, look, you're going to get looked at one way or another, but I'd rather have to smell what's going on down there than taste it.
How much of the bottom, Miles? Like, do I have cheeks or am I just sporting
your mouth is now your butt,
I'm about to say,
your butt is now your mouth.
I'm just sporting lemon sour lips the entire time? Is that what's going on?
Your nose and genitalia switch places.
You know exactly what your face is.
So you can smell down there, but you got your genitalia on your face.
I think I might go mouth bottom, dude.
Mouth bottom.
Yeah.
I'm going to go genitalia on the face.
I just can't have a big old D hanging off my face.
Oh. Walking around with a hog, huh?
Oh, yeah.
You know it.
The problem would not be
it touches my upper lip.
I mean, you can wear a mask, but if you get excited, everyone knows. Right?
I look like Pinocchio.
He must be telling lies, and that man's nose is growing.
Got a little nose tent. I mean, I don't know. I think I'd rather have my genitalia on my nose.
Yep.
Really? I don't know.
Your mouth and your butt? Because you'd have to stand up to talk.
Stand up and talk, which is fine, but like you said, your expression would just look like an old person who took their dentures out.
Who Sucks Last is coming up at 4:30, and we've got your emails on the way next in the men's room at KISW.com.
What is Dax, are you?
Tracking all our cars on Carvana Value Tracker on all our devices? Yes, Kristen, yes, I am.
Well, I've been looking for my phone for...
In Dax's domain, we see all, so we always know what our cars are worth.
All of them?
All of them. Value surge, trucks up 3.9%.
That's a great offer.
I know. Sell?
Sell.
Track your car's value with Carvana Value Tracker today.
Low carb, keto, yo-yo diets, GLP-1 injections, but you're never going to lose weight if your liver is clogged with fat. So what can you do? It's simple. Almaced. Almaced is a natural superfood protein shake that uses natural amino acids and bioactive peptides to help unclog your liver and optimize your metabolism so it's easier to lose weight. And it's been scientifically proven to preserve muscle mass. Join millions who have transformed their lives with Almaced. Find out more and see the university studies at almaced.com. That's ALMASED.com.
Independent financial advisors focus on building a relationship with you that goes beyond your portfolio. As fiduciaries, they must act in your best interest, always. The relationship they have with you will be based on transparency and trust, and they're committed to bringing you advice that fits your values. That's why Charles Schwab is proud to support them. Visit findyourindependentadvisor.com.
The brand new Grand Casino and Shoreline is now open. Step into the action with Vegas-style table games like Baccarat, Heads Up Hold'em Poker, Pai Gow, Blackjack, and High Card Flush. Feeling hungry? Feast on delicious Chinese, Vietnamese, and continental dishes, plus breakfast favorites. Dine in or take out. And don't miss daily happy hours from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. to midnight. Grand Casino and Shoreline off Aurora. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Visit GrandCasinoGaming.com. Welcome to the Grand Experience.
This podcast is brought to you by Kleenex Lotion Tissues.
You can't predict sick days, but with Kleenex lotion tissues, you can be better prepared for them while helping keep your skin healthy. Whether it's a surprise sneeze or a stuffy nose, it's always good to have something gentle on hand. Kleenex lotion tissues moisturize to help prevent skin irritation while you're battling those unwanted cold and flu symptoms. It's extra care when you need it most. I mean, why not have one less thing to worry about when you're not feeling your best? For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
I recently found out that you can see a personal dietitian covered by insurance. There's this platform called Nourish that will match you with a dietitian based on whatever your concerns are, whether that's weight loss, eating disorders, autoimmune conditions, or something else. They're actually a network with major insurance providers, so most patients pay $0 out of pocket. 94% of patients pay $0 out of pocket. Find your dietitian at usenourish.com. That's usenourish.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
Hey, anyone know what channel the game's on? We know. Download the Sports on What app today and always know how to watch the game. Satellite, cable, or streaming. Sports on What knows the channel the game is on, and you can too. Subscribe today to start your 7-day free trial. Sports on What? We know. 99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Coming up, it's at 4:30, the return of Who Sucks Less, but first time for a few emails to the men's room at KISW.com.
You've got
Jumping to the birthdays, Ola Pacholas. I want to give a shout out to my buddy Christian. He is 28 today. Loves your show and would find it so funny to get a shout out. So how about the Dirty Germans talking about how close he is to 30 and your penis is too small. Thanks, guys. That from his buddy Garrett.
Yeah, here's the good news about almost being 30 years old. Your friends in your 20s will make fun of you, but the truth is, by the time you hit 30 years old, not only do you have lots of sex, you know how you like to have the sex, and you know how to perform the sex.
Yeah, the other thing is, you get to do whatever you want this last year and be like, oh, but I'm not 30 yet. I'm going to go party. I'm going to travel. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Even those two dudes.
Guys, want to thank you so much for all the laughs, especially when times are hard. You guys always nail it. Was hoping to hear from the captain about nitrous adventures with the other mascots. And maybe a fart montage to kick it off for my 39th birthday. Thanks again. That from Bad Brad.
Well, ahoy there. Sorry about that in the background. If it makes you feel any better, that came out of my front side. But nitrous is supposed to be a sedative to make you comfortable during a medical procedure. And that's why us mascots like to use nitrous when we don't have any medical issues. It's a lot more fun. But interestingly enough, nitrous is how blueberry cereal came to be. They used to be called Lou Berries, but Lou did too much nitrous, passed out, fell overboard from the SS Guppy, and ended up drowning. And no one noticed for 3 days, because we were high on nitrous. But then Lou's ghost came back very angry. He planned to haunt us for the rest of our days and all that other afterlife nonsense the ghosts go on about. But I said, hey, why don't we just call you Boo instead of Lou? Because you're dead now. Still sell your cereal, and what child doesn't want blueberries that taste somewhat like dead people? And his cereal's been raging on for the last 50 years. Crunch berries.
All the guys at Liquor Pudding, I want to wish my beautiful girlfriend Taryn a happy birthday. Can I get you guys talking all over each other how nasty it is to put mayo on your hot dogs? Dirty Germans saying what she'll do with my hot dog. And some dad jokes about frogs. Rock on, bitches. That from Trung Lee.
I'll be honest with you, man. I've never had anything on hot dog, but it's not something I would necessarily like to do. It doesn't look right. It's a concept of it just bugs me on a level that's almost visceral.
I would be willing to try anything.
Yeah, as far as your hot dog, I mentioned, it'll look like it is covered in mayonnaise tonight if you do it right.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, and, it all ends up between two buns anyhow.
Yeah.
Jesus. I will say, there was a family member of ours that put mayonnaise on a hot dog. As a kid, I couldn't get over it.
Have you tried it?
No, but I like mayonnaise enough. It can't be that bad.
Okay. It's probably not the worst thing, but it's the idea of it bugs me.
Well, I'm a little more, I like mayonnaise a little more.
I bet you do.
You guys ready for frog jokes?
I want Miracle Whip. Yes.
What does a horny frog say?
Rub it.
Rub it.
Oh, rub it.
What kind of music do frogs like? What kind of music?
I don't know.
Hip-hop.
It's right there.
What do you find when you change a frog's diaper? What do you find?
Toadstool.
Toadstool, that is correct. And finally, from the frog jokes, a man, he picks up a frog and puts it in his shirt pocket, walks down the road. About a mile in, the frog looks up and says, "Aren't you going to kiss me?" Man says, "No." Frog says, "Don't you want a beautiful woman?" The man responds, "Actually, I'd rather have a talking frog."
Can't believe you have frog jokes already. It's amazing.
Yeah. Gentlemen, can I get a birthday shout out to my beautiful partner in crime, Lisa? Not only is she an awesome mother, wife, sister, and friend, but definitely keeps us knuckleheads in line. 3 sons and yours truly. And I don't know what we would do without her. So how about a little kid fish sandwich, a Kevin Hart dam, and the Dirty Germans describing all the fun stuff we're going to do tonight, celebrating her 56th birthday. By the way, congrats, guys, on 20 years. The Black Raven Party, fantastic. Thanks and rock on. Cheers. That from AJ from Ole.
Damn. Yeah, listen, if she's turning 56 years old, we both know she has to be a freak in the sheets by now.
Yeah.
So, just follow her demands, and I get the feeling you'll both be happy.
Yeah? So, it's also the Lawrence Taylor birthday. He's an American football player. So you go have sex in a bad hotel room while you do cocaine.
And aloha, bacholas. My buddy Derek hates his birthday, but I love him, and so it should be celebrated anyway. He also got me listening to you guys 2 years ago, and so to repay him for that, could you please wish him a happy 50th birthday with your girl and your Johnson, Coach telling him not to mourn his 40s, and some dad jokes for Miles. Thanks, guys. You are truly the best, even though you hate on Chicago pizza. A lot more than I would like. Love your Chicago girl and Bears fan for life, Catherine.
To your girl and your Johnson.
All right, this guy's turning 50, right? His wife's like, "Hey, tell him not to mourn it."
Mm-hmm.
Well, this guy's got nothing to mourn. His wife's a damn Bears fan. She's so used to pain and misery. Who knows what you guys are doing in that bedroom there? But imagine it involves whips and chains.
You say whips and chains or lips and chains?
Whips.
I thought you said lips and chains, Mike.
Well, all bedrooms have lips and chains.
Yeah, they do.
All right, some dad jokes for you.
I know the little things you spank people with. It's always a heart shape.
Is it? Is it?
I've heard.
What are you talking about?
But you don't use real whips, dude. That would hurt people.
It looks like a heart?
Yeah.
Oh. What category are you clicking on?
Oh, that's IRL.
Valentine? Guys, did you know that Bruce Lee had a vegan brother? Yeah, he had a
broccoli.
Broccoli. How'd you know that one?
I did one of those pictures.
Guys, if you think eggs are expensive now, just wait till you fertilize one. And here's a weird one. I saw a rodent dancing to a Hall & Oates song. So I was like, that's weird. I am out of here.
Oh, yeah?
I can't go for that.
Hall & Oates.
Yeah. All right, guys, here you go.
Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Now, the men's room wants to know who sucks less?
Hey, time for Who Sucks Less. Stephen Thrill Hill, you bring us 3 stories from the news each and every week. They always suck. It's up to us to determine, out of the 3 stories, which one sucks the least. Now, if you happen to follow, like KISW on Facebook, you follow us on X and Instagram, the debate is already underway on Who Sucks Less.
Yes, indeed. And like we said at the top of the show, this one's bad. But don't blame me. This is what people are doing. I'm simply bringing it to your attention. But let us start in the fine country and continent of Australia, where a nurse in Sydney has been deregistered, as they call it, after he masturbated in front of a dementia patient at an aged care facility. So 48-year-old Arnold Alunde, he masturbated in front of the 70-year-old dementia patient after turning off the lights, closing the curtains to her private room. The Health Care Complaints Commission, they heard that he took advantage of the fact that she would either not remember that he did it or she would not be believed if she reported it. Then the Civil and Administrative Tribunal, they heard how he'd taken a patient who suffers from early onset dementia away from movie night with another resident to go to the bathroom in her private room. He then laid her down on the bed before taking off his pants and underwear and started masturbating in full view of the patient. Yeah. But the good news is he never put his hands on her, but this is what he did for himself. But he happened to be caught by a female colleague who then reported the incident. The Health Care Complaints Commission, they told the tribunal how after being caught, he would not cooperate with the investigation and immediately found work with another aged care provider. Now, no criminals were laid, but the tribunal, they canceled his registration with a non-review period, and he cannot get his license back for 3 years at the soonest. He was also banned from providing any health services during that time. Now, the tribunal heard that he admitted his wrongdoing at the Nursing and Midway Council, and he said he knew it was really serious, something which a staff member should not do, but they also noted, as he was saying, that he didn't demonstrate any kind of remorse or consideration on how the patient would have felt. So he's like, oh, no, I know it's wrong. Next question. Anyway, the facility where the incident took place was not named to protect that patient's identity. Now we fly back stateside. We go to the lovely state of Florida, where a licensed massage therapist, he's locked up on a $100,000 bond for forcibly performing a sex act on one of his male clients. Now, the incident occurred at the Botanica Day Spa in Clearwater, where Hector Posadas, he performed a massage and skincare treatment. Now, the victim told cops that towards the end of the session, while lying on his back, Posadas touched his penis. Now, the client believed it was odd, but just assumed that it was a mistake. But after that, Posadas reached under the victim's underwear, grabbed the man's penis, and placed it into his mouth. Well, the victim jumped up from the table, ended the massage session, you don't say, and then left the business specifically to alert police. So a sexual assault forensics exam later revealed the victim did have foreign DNA on his groin area. Obviously, that DNA belonged to our culprit. Now, during an initial police questioning, Posadas denied that the incident took place. He subsequently retained legal counsel and then declined to speak further with detectives. Now, according to his LinkedIn page, as an esthetician, Posadas, quote, has successfully balanced client needs while delivering exceptional service. My dedication to quality has led to an increase in client retention, showcasing my commitment to client satisfaction. So that's his story. He just swung for the fences on that one. And then finally, we go to Utah, where a pervert who was caught stealing and sniffing children's socks at a Utah funplex is facing numerous felony charges after a police search of his residence and electronic devices turned up multiple files of child pornography. Now, the probe of Roland Brown, he's 63. The probe began last year after an employee at the Rush Funplex called cops to report a suspicious male was stealing socks at the entertainment venue, which features laser tag, rock climbing, kiddie cards, foam pit, all that. So a lot of times kids have to take off their shoes and socks depending what activity they want to engage in. So according to the probable cause affidavit, a police investigation revealed that Brown stole multiple children's socks from the Rush Funplex. Additionally, he was seen sniffing the stolen socks and taking multiple pictures of the children playing. Well, alarmed by his concerning behavior, cops secured a warrant to raid his Utah home, and during the search, of his electronic devices, it was found that he had multiple files of the very thing you think he had. Now, investigators, they also discovered several images of children around the area that live in the area, but just taking pictures of their feet. So they could not necessarily identify the kid because they didn't care about the faces. It's all about the feet, but they could recognize where these kids were standing, whether it's at the Funplex or local playgrounds. So he was arrested and charged with 10 counts each of aggravated sexual exploitation of a minor. He's also accused of tampering with a witness, which is a felony after it was found he attempted to have one of the kids lie in court. Well, ruling that there was substantial evidence against this guy, judge ordered him to be held without bail, noting that if this guy's released, it seems to us that he would be a threat. And according to court papers, Brown's residence is a home in Lehigh, a Utah County city, owned by his 48-year-old wife. Brown's spouse, by the way, filed for divorce 6 weeks ago, which I don't know if it was before or after his arrest. So again, we have the guy that worked in Sydney, Australia. He was a nurse at the old age facility. He just liked to masturbate in front of patients that have dementia. We have the licensed massage therapist in Florida, who no longer has a license, who decided to take upon himself just to assume that his male client wanted him to give him a mouth hug. He did not. Excuse me. And then finally, the guy in Utah who has a thing for kids' feet.
Man. I think it's easy to say the guy in Utah sucks the most.
I would agree with that.
Just right, because there's kids involved, so you're like, all
that
right.
was it for me.
Plus, it seems like he's not there. He's about to cross that line.
Yeah. Seems like he's building up his courage to do the wrong thing.
Now, the other two stories are both horrible, but I'm a little torn. And the guy in Florida, again, you got sexually assaulted, but it was over quickly, and it's just him.
It was just the two of them, yeah. And tried to give the guy a mouth hug, and the guy was like, oh, no. Like, that's not happening. Immediately went to the cops.
And then the guy in Australia, that is terrible. The only, I guess, silver lining is maybe because they have dementia, they won't remember he did that in front of them.
That was kind of his thing, was like, look, for whatever reason, this is what turns him on, right? But his whole working theory was, well, even if they are lucid enough and remember this, if they report it to one of my administrators, I could say, dude, I have no idea what they're talking about. This is part of the dementia thing. Or they just won't remember it all. Because remember, he got busted by a woman who works there.
Right, like I would be pissed if that happened to my mother.
Yeah.
But then also, if I talked to her 2 days later and she didn't remember,
right,
I'd be like,
no, I get what you're saying on that. I mean, it's still like, dude.
And the guy was only into kid stuff, right? Socks and pictures and all that.
Feet specifically. So he would go to the Funplex and steal their socks, sniff their socks and all that. And then they went through his files. But as bad as it is, most of the pictures this guy had in his electronic file, kids' feet.
That's a weird one.
You don't say.
Something else going on there, though.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And because it's specifically kids' feet.
Well, yeah, we think it's a build-up to something else.
Right. So, yeah, I can't give him back.
This guy got ratted out because the teens, basically, and young 20-somethings that work at the Funplex are like, this dude keeps rolling in. He's not rolling in with kids, and he's not doing anything to the kids, but we notice he's stealing their socks.
Yeah,
not the biggest offense you could do.
There's more to that.
But then when they busted him sniffing the socks, that's when they were kind of like, okay, we're in different territory here. Then the cops surveilled him for a little bit, and the cops got the warrant, and once they said, think about it, he's the only person being held without bail.
Okay.
So there's not even a chance we're letting your ass out.
Also, I tell everybody, I just feel like if there's two things we as societies agree on, it's don't mess with kids, don't rape people.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to explain it. There's other stuff we should all agree on. We don't.
But those are pretty solid.
Like those are the two. I don't care who you are, what religion, what race you are. It's like we all kind of agree on that one.
Okay. I guess I'm going to go dementia guy then.
Dementia guy.
Yeah.
Where are you at, Mike? I know you hate this one.
I really do. I want to burn them all,
man. I almost have to go dementia just based on... I mean, look, if nothing, he never put his hands on at least this patient. I don't know what else he's done, but based on the story we have in front of us, never put his hands on her, didn't get her undressed, nothing like that. This is just his thing to stand there and do that, which is really, really weird. But
Well, and here's the angle that I'm going to take. I'm going to agree with you, and here's the angle that I'm going to take on this. Both victims were subjected to something that they did not want to be subjected to.
Agreed.
One was visual, the other was physical. And to me, visual will always kind of be better than physical.
Sure.
Debate continues on Who Sucks Less if you follow KISW on Facebook, X, and on Instagram. Okay, coming up at 5:08, we'll drink a toast with a shot of the day. You are listening to The Men's Room.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. You know what's sneaky? A bunch of big corporations buying up local companies you know and love, gutting them, and keeping the name. But you know who's not a sellout? Pinky's Plumbing. That's right. Pinky's Plumbing's values start with their work ethic, honesty, how they treat their employees, and how they care for their customers. Bigger isn't always better, and that's a fact. You should know you're working with a locally owned company that truly values where they live and work. Pinky's Plumbing. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
Where'd you get those shoes? Easy. They're from DSW. Because DSW has the exact right shoes for whatever you're into right now. You know, like the sneakers that make office hours feel like happy hour. The boots that turn grocery aisles into runways. And all the styles that show off the many sides of you, from daydreamer to multitasker and everything in between. Because you do it all in really great shoes. Find a shoe for every you at your DSW store or DSW.com.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Plug in a Hyundai EV and the extraordinary happens. From the charge time and range in the Ioniq 5 and 6 to the adventurous spirit of the Kona Electric to the 601 horsepower Ioniq 5N. Hyundai EVs make the extraordinary electrifying. There's joy in every journey.
EPA estimated 303-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 5 SE SEL limited rear-wheel drive and 361-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 6 SE long-range rear-wheel drive with fully charged battery. Actual range may vary. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
What is... Dax, are you?
Tracking all our cars on Carvana Value Tracker on all our devices? Yes, Kristen, yes I am.
Well, I've been looking for my phone for...
In Dax's domain, we see all. So we always know what our cars are worth.
All of them?
All of them. Value surge, trucks up 3.9%.
That's a great offer.
I know. Sell?
Sell.
Track your car's value with Carvana Value Tracker today.
99.9 KISW. The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill.
Come up here at 5:08. We'll drink a toast with a shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check in with Mike Honk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Thank you, Miles. Reports say that most of the U.S. is bracing itself for sub-zero temperatures in the coming days.
Yeah, I read that.
That's fun.
Glad I'm not there.
I'm about to say, it's not us.
Well, the storms came, the rain came, the wind came, and now the cold.
Storms.
So all those things, like where my mom is living right now, is absolute living hell.
Is it
so
really?
The entire town flooded. They had to be evacuated. Well, they evacuated. Then it got cold, and their power got cut out. So that was on Saturday. The town flooded. They said they could not get the power back until Wednesday. And then the snow and the freezing started. So all these people are without power. They're underwater, and then it got cold and windy. So it was the worst case scenario for more power lines going down because of the freezing rain, trees falling on power lines. So it was more of when the power went out, man. If you didn't have a fireplace, wood burning, you're screwed.
Golly.
I mean, it's unreal. That's a swath of the country with another polar vortex.
And what you show them, I guess, in Detroit, of course, of all the things, just utility stuff to go wrong, a water main broke.
Yay.
And it's like sub-zero, so it's just ice.
Yeah, those cars are stuck in like feet of ice now.
I think your car physically cannot move because it's just it happens, man.
I feel like we're missing a lot of the big climate shifts that we got going on here. Because you remember last summer, it was burning all hot as hell, and we were doing just fine out here.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing about where we are, just where the jet stream hits. We'll notice changes maybe to weather patterns, and the temperatures may fluctuate a little bit, but, I mean, they're getting like either sub-zero or over 100 degrees.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that'll just happen sometimes. Mm-hmm. Just generally with the weather. I wouldn't like I would have a feeling last summer was mild. I thought it was awesome.
It was fantastic. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining.
Yeah, this summer probably be a cooker.
Yeah. An 81-year-old sex expert, or a sexpert as I like to call him.
81.
81. Has revealed the secret to great sex, and it's a simple question for your partner.
Did you read it?
I did.
I'm like, come on, man.
How do you like to be touched?
They'll tell you.
Right.
You still might suck at it.
Did you see a picture of this guy?
Yes.
Imagine he's asking you, how do you like to be touched?
By someone who's not you.
That's right. Yeah, you know how to get that done, buddy.
He looks like an odd Dr. Phil.
I'm just a love machine.
He does. Oh, no.
How do you want me to touch you? How do you like to be touched, huh? Tell me how you like to be touched. I'm ready to touch you in a way that you're ready for.
Get a bad, cold, callous fingers touching
This is going to be a great coital experience.
That is some hot talk.
Researchers have sometimes, too. It's just got to be certain people.
Yeah, man. Sometimes you just have a chemistry. Like, I didn't ask a question and things went great.
Exactly. Right. I mean, you could put a great player on some teams. I don't know how to explain it. It just doesn't work out.
Doesn't work.
Yeah. And then it's like they go to another team and they're great. So maybe, I don't know. Some people just like, I don't know, they get together, boom, they have great sex.
Yeah, you might be with the New York Jets.
Researchers have developed a way to turn discarded coffee grounds into a new type of biodegradable styrofoam.
All right, good.
So styrofoam's back.
Is there enough coffee grounds to make that possible?
I believe so.
Probably.
Because they were talking about how it kind of sits there, it doesn't really do much of anything, and it's not exactly styrofoam. It's basically styrofoam in a new biodegradable form. Is what it is.
Do you care if it's styrofoam? Styrofoam exists for one purpose, generally to protect products, right? So do you care if it's styrofoam? It doesn't matter if it's plastic marbles. Like, look, if it does its job, great. Although I will say, I don't know what it is with styrofoam and static, but it's freaking annoying.
Yeah.
And we've all been there, and I'm trying to get this crap out of this box that you buy the smallest thing, they send it in the biggest box possible, and it's covered in styrofoam. They're trying to shake the styrofoam out, and somehow like 8 pieces are stuck to you.
Yes.
And no matter what you do, I'm like, this is a joke.
They're small little bits, and also it squeaks too damn much.
I mean, being out here, too, I think the last time I had a styrofoam product was either a cooler that was shipped from the East Coast from Goldbelly.
Nice.
Or a Dunkin' Donuts large coffee at an airport.
Hell yeah. Scientists are predicting a severe drop in Earth's oxygen levels that'll eventually suffocate most of life on the Earth.
Sweet.
In about 1 billion years.
Yeah. I read 2 billion.
All right. Is that news then?
Either way. No.
We can predict anything in 1 billion years.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, it's news in the sense of, but it's news in the sense of science to say we can predict this. It is of no concern to anyone.
Correct.
But we can predict. That's them bragging about a prediction.
Right. Because they were saying, like, long before we got here, Earth didn't have an atmosphere. There was no oxygen here.
No one's worried about that.
Yeah.
Because now it does. What I thought was interesting, what's the asteroid they keep saying? The chances keep going up of hitting. Mm-hmm. And the one thing I read today, they said, this asteroid has the best chance of slamming into the Earth in history. And I'm thinking the dinosaurs are like, no.
Well, that one had no chance.
Maybe second best.
That was the Rudy of asteroids, man.
Yeah.
It had no chance and it beat the odds.
I wasn't supposed to hit. I just did.
I just went for it, man. I wanted it more than anyone. 1 in 6 people wouldn't give up their current life for any amount of money. 1 in 6. Enjoy that.
That's kind of a low number.
I feel like it.
Yeah.
You think? Wouldn't give up their current life for any amount of money?
I mean, I'm glad you hear that there is even a percentage. It's just kind of... But you got to take it all in. So, like, for me, it's a million things. Man, bring the kids into it. Like, nope. That's
exactly.
It, right? I mean, and that's...
When
if I did not have children, then I am the 5 out of 6 that goes, abso-freaking-lutely.
Well, we talked about it on the random question there. And basically it is everybody wants a little bit more money. Everybody wants some more money. But then when you actually put it into perspective, the whole... kind of the genie's debacle to where, you wish for something and he gives you technically what you wished for. Okay, same thing.
Right.
You get all this money, but then you lose everything that you've got. Everything, even the stuff that makes your life good. So are you willing to get rid of the stuff that makes your life good?
No, that's how my kids ruin my life.
Exactly.
Like, I'll never get rid of it.
Uh-huh.
And you guys messed it up. I used to have big plans, man. You could ask me any hypothetical question.
In your car.
I'm like, yeah, exactly. And now, I got the car that you need because you're here.
You bitch about your dad all the time, but you're the same person.
I am the same, so I'm bitching about him.
I think, too, sometimes people are like, there's more important things than money and this and that. It's like, because you have more.
I've never heard that from a broke person.
Right. I think, I get the theory of it. It's nice to read a meme, but let's be honest, in this country, it's BS.
Yeah, thank you.
Right? You work in a communist, capitalistic society, right? That's what you're told. Right. From school.
Money's the key to happiness.
Right. Yeah. Money's everything. And truthfully, money's a massive, massive part in it. People don't kill each other over not money.
Exactly.
So I'm just like, sometimes it's just like, no, like you need money.
No. And if anything weird happens in the world, just follow the money trail.
Yeah, no
and
kidding.
it will explain every single decision that's being made in anything. Anything.
There's a plump beaver that has gone viral on social media in Chicago, and it's the subject of a naming contest in the area.
I saw this.
How big is this
again,
beaver? It's a big beaver, dude.
I'm back to the beaver thing. I don't know what it is about 2025, but I don't know what the Lunar New Year was, like Year of the Snake, something
Year
like
of the
that.
Snake.
I got news for you. It's Year of the Beaver. Because so far, from January until today, February 19th?
Yeah.
Beavers have not. It was killer whales last year, right? We're going to sink some boats. This is our thing.
Yeah.
Sharks always get about the same amount of, we'll bite a few people. We'll give you 3 or 4 a year. The beavers are like, nah, bro, we have come on strong. We are in your news every week. And keep in mind, we're frickin' beavers.
Let's dub this the men's room Year of the Beaver.
It is the Year of the Beaver.
Let's go.
Yeah, man.
All day.
You think beavers hate guys that are like loggers?
Well, sure.
I don't know if they hate. I think
it's like an employee looking at a computer taking his job, man.
I don't think it is. I think because they're not building dams. So I think that the beavers look at loggers and they're just judging. Like, I'd have dropped the tree the other way. You know, it's like your father judging the first time you work on the car, that kind of thing. Like,
I think it's fair in like the 1800s, the Native Americans being disgusted with the white man, just killing the bison, not eating the meat, just taking the. So I think the beaver's probably like, started building a dam. Mm-hmm. He's just falling these trees for no reason.
The hell's he doing?
I think the beavers are more like, dude, I know they have a reason, and it's all this opposable thumb crap. Right, so they do all these other things with trees. Like, we keep our lives simple, right? We build a dam, we have a family, we're done. They go through all this industry. It's too much. It's too much. Yeah. Drop the tree, build a dam.
And it's pretty simple. Call him Biggie.
Biggie the Beaver?
Something, right? It's got to be 2 B's.
Biggie Beaver. Notorious BVR?
Yeah.
try to roll.
Notorious BVR.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That's what I got.
That's great. Oh, no. I just want to picture him with a little crown.
Yeah,
exactly. We've all heard different things throughout life concerning medical advice. Some of it actually works, some of it's placebo effect, and others can be proven or disproven scientifically. And that, my friends, is what we aim to find out today.
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10.
Medical fact or fiction. 10 common health beliefs explained by a doctor. Detoxes and cleanses make you healthier. Slow your holistic roll, Hippocrates. Sure, they might make you less bloaty, but they can also rob your body of vital nutrients. I'll take the easy way out if I want to lose a quick 5 to 10 pounds and really clear out the plumbing. You know the solution to drink before you get a colonoscopy? I do. Been there. It's a polymer-based laxative called polyethylene glycol. It creates a hyperosmotic effect, quite effectively cleaning you all the way out from the tippy top to the very, very bottom. It's a hell of a rush.
Goodness sake. Okay. So, again,
He's not good.
No, he's not. This is medical advice from a doctor, and basically, I'm going to give you guys 10 scenarios here. You need to tell me if this is fact or fiction, and I will let you know if you're right.
All right.
Number 10. You should rinse the toothpaste from your mouth after brushing your teeth. Fact or fiction?
Fact.
Fact. Mr. Hill?
Fiction, but I do.
Ted?
Fact?
Thrill, you got it. It's fiction.
There's no reason why that would be important. I just do it because I don't want it in my mouth.
I was going to say, what are you supposed to do? Swallow it?
If you're using non-fluoridated mouthwash or water to rinse, you're also spitting out the fluoride that's protecting you from tooth decay before it can work. If you still feel that you need to rinse, use as little water as possible. Swish and spit out the foam to keep as much fluoride on your teeth as possible. So you do spit it out after you're done brushing. You just don't rinse it.
Right.
All right.
Wait, run that back.
So spit the gob out of your mouth when you're kind of done, whatever the residue you can feel in your tongue. Spit that out, but don't keep rinsing your mouth out until it tastes clean.
Do you get fluoride when you go to the dentist?
Yep.
It's the last thing.
Mint flavor.
Yeah. All right. So that's left on. So what they're saying is when you brush your teeth, leave as much of that on your teeth as possible.
I never thought. I think it's just habitual that I'll keep putting some water in my mouth and keep spitting it out.
Exactly.
Recently, though, I have totally switched. I'm a pre-shower brush your teeth.
That's my thing. Mm-hmm. Just do it before you get in the shower, and that way, if my mouth's kind of crusty from the leftover toothpaste, I'll wash it there.
Fact or fiction, you cannot get the flu more than once a season.
Oh,
Fiction.
that's fiction.
That's fiction.
You're absolutely right. It's fiction. More than one flu strain is circulating every year. Being sick with one of them doesn't protect you from the others.
Yep.
All right.
I think I've had 4 different ones in the last couple of months.
Can you not get the same strand twice?
It says also not all the current circulating flu strains are covered by the flu vaccine, just the most prevalent strains. So get your flu shot. Stay home when you're sick. Wash your hands often with soap and water. Cover your nose and mouth with tissue.
They discovered a new one today, Thrill. You know what it's called?
What's that?
Beaver flu.
Beavers are back, baby.
He's right. I don't know what the Beavers are having a year.
They are, man.
They really frickin' are. I can't explain it.
Beavers. The beaver is thriving right now.
Beaver flu.
Yeah, leave it.
Hams for dams.
No.
What's the beer there? It's not hams. What is it?
What, Chicago?
Yeah, it's old style.
Old style.
Old style. Yeah. Old style beaver.
Bar soap is covered with germs. Fact or fiction?
Yeah, I would think so.
Go ahead. Say that again, Mike. Sorry.
Bar soap is covered with germs. Fact or fiction? Steve says fact.
Fiction.
Fiction. Miles. Ted.
Well, fact.
It's actually fiction. You might leave germs on the soap when you're handling the bar to wash up, but research has demonstrated that bacteria on a bar of soap die within minutes and are not transmitted to someone using the soap afterwards.
I got a PSA. If you let somebody sleep at your house who you know to be a hairy individual, you better give them a wash rag. All right, sorry, there's going to be hairs on your soap.
Yes, there is. I will
Someone
give it
complained to you recently?
Tina.
Yeah.
Tina.
I was like, look, I don't mean to, but I'm covered in hair.
Right. I give
Why
it
did
a
you give me
courtesy
a wash rag?
Sitting up.
And then I broke up with her.
Sitting up. Sitting up straight can be bad for your back. Fact or fiction?
Fiction? I'd say fact. I feel like anything can be bad for you.
Fiction. Ted, tiebreaker.
Fiction.
It's a fact. Sitting up straight for too long without a break can strain your back. When you're sitting, keep your lower back supported and your legs uncrossed, knees at 90-degree angles. And it can also relieve back strain to sit with your knees higher than your hips. You can use a stool under your desk
And
or
you
in the
look
form of
cool.
a chair on which.
I always thought that when you had a sore back, you're supposed to sit in an upright chair.
It's not necessarily that. It's saying if you're nothing but constantly upright,
right?
It could put undue strain on it as well. So yeah, if you do have a sore back, sit up straight. Try to adjust your posture. But also, if you sit up too much, it's putting strain in different places. We're supposed to move constantly.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, by the way, guys, just real quick, back to the beaver. We have a text here.
Oh, heavens.
I was a logger for 25 years. Trust me, we have the ultimate respect for the beaver.
Hell yeah.
There it is.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but they hate you.
They're just judging them.
You don't need 8 glasses of water daily. Fact or fiction?
Oh, fact.
Fiction.
Mr. Hill.
You don't need.
You do not need.
I'd say fact.
It is a fact. There is no scientific evidence that you need 8 glasses of water daily. Your requirement depends on a number of factors.
Yeah, that won't hurt you, but it depends on your body type.
Yeah.
After a heart attack, you should usually return to your workouts. Fact or fiction?
Say that again?
After a heart attack, you should usually return to your workouts. Fiction?
I'll say fact.
Ted?
Yeah. I'll say fiction.
It is a fact. Many people use a heart attack as their excuse to become less physically active. A lifestyle low in activity, however, may have contributed to the cardiac disease that led to a heart attack.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, I would consult the doctor first before you...
Definitely do that, yes.
A person having a seizure can swallow their tongue. Fact or fiction?
Fact. Fiction.
Thrill?
They're a little liberal with the word swallow. I will say fact, but it is impossible to do.
It is a fiction. A person having a seizure cannot swallow their tongue. Right. Do not put something like a spoon or a tongue depressor in their mouth that can lead to injury. Turn a person seizing on their side to assist breathing. Help keep them from biting their tongue.
While they're seizing, you can swallow their tongue.
No.
Who has tongue depressors just sitting around?
You know? Oh, you just have your heart-shaped whips. I got tongue depressors, bro. Don't ask.
Have a doggone first aid kit, Ted. Right next to the whips.
With tongue depressors?
Yeah. You don't know when you're going to need
have
those.
a fudge sickle.
That's not it.
You know, that's true. Eat a popsicle.
Yeah, exactly. Hold on, I'm almost there.
You know who wants you to have tongue depressors at home? What are they made out of?
What?
Beavers.
Big beaver. Big beaver wants you to have them at home.
Looks like
Big
their tail.
beaver.
Does look like their tail.
Eating carrots improves your vision. Fact or fiction?
Oh, that's false.
It's all fiction. Carrots will not improve your vision, but they're good for your eyes as they'll help improve overall good health.
My dad used to always say, you ever seen a rabbit with glasses?
Oh, come on. Eating too much sugar will give you diabetes. Fact or fiction?
Fact.
Fiction. Fiction. Sugar becomes glucose in your bloodstream. In response, your body makes insulin to regulate the blood sugar. Type 2 diabetes is a problem with insulin regulation, not sugar intake.
Huh.
Excessive sugar can lead to overweight and obese. Yeah.
Oh, it'll kill you. It just ain't going to be that.
That's right. And then this is the last one. Is it fact or is it fiction? Never apply ice to a burn. Never apply ice to a burn. Is that correct or is that fiction?
Say fiction.
I'll say fact.
I'll say fact.
It is a fact. Ice causes constriction of blood vessels and will make a burn deeper because healing blood flow to the area burn will be restricted. You can also damage your skin by direct application of ice. Instead, immediately immerse the burn in cool water or apply a cool, wet compress for at least 10 minutes. Then wash the area with soap and water. All that fun stuff. So there you go. Little medical factor fiction there. Patrons at a park in Indonesia found out just how friendly their friendly crocodile attraction is, and I will test your memory at 5:50.
Thank God for that. Headlines are coming up at 5:50. In the meantime, we made it to drinking time.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Good time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Stephen Thrillhill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. Before we get there, a text came in. 6 beavers this year plugging up our storm ponds. It's the same beaver we think. Beavers. All over
Cereal
the place.
beaver.
Cereal beaver. Better than beaver cereal. Today's shot is brought to you by our friends at Black Raven Brewing, proud brewers of Men's Room IPA and the Men's Room 20th Anniversary Lager. Today, we chose an anonymous man online.
You're right, Coach. I was going to swing.
Nice in the morning. So some guy's now going viral how his morning went from bad to horrific in about 60 seconds. So you might wake up and think, man, I'm having a bad day. It's only 8:30. This is happening. So he said he had a late night. He needed to get up early. So he was exhausted when his alarm went off at 8 a.m. He fumbled with his phone trying to snooze the alarm, but in the process, he hit the power button 5 times. What does that do if you hit the power button 5 times? It sends off an emergency SOS call on his Google Pixel. So his usual alarm then turned into a blaring siren. Keep in mind, this is what he's waking up to. So he said, quote, I saw the notifications for calling 911 and stuff about sending location, whatever else, to emergency contacts. And I'm thinking, oh, no, emergency services are going to come. My friends are going to get scared. So what he decided to do, if nothing else, just to keep his friends comfortable, he canceled everything. But then he started getting texts from his friends. And they were saying that he sent them photos and a video from his bed that morning. See, there's a feature on the phone that sends images when an emergency is triggered. So in other words, you fall down, I don't know, 100-foot rock face. You send this thing, responders can see, like, Jesus, this guy fell off a cliff, etc. The problem was he was sleeping naked. So 12 of his emergency contacts were sent images of him nude, including his junk. Now, fortunately, he was able to have a sense of humor about it. He said, hope this gave everyone a good laugh. Before anyone gets all serious, yes, I know I can get charged for the SOS setting on my phone. Now, nobody was upset or offended. My embarrassment just gave everyone a jolly start to their day or a fun late-night booty call, depending on their time zone, which makes it even worse because some of his emergency contacts live in a different time zone. So think about this. You wake up to your alarm. You're trying to hit snooze. You end up inadvertently calling 911. In your effort to cancel 911, you send pictures of your naked ass sleeping in bed. Damn. So all of your emergency contacts. First 60 seconds of his day.
A bad day.
I only guess his day got better after that, Ted. I'm just thinking, like, probably all up from here. So we pour this booze, and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichola.
Let's get a contest on the line now for Profile This, 206-803-ROCK. Profile This is next.
Hiring is a lonely business. Posting jobs, sifting through resumes, interviews with unqualified applicants, being ghosted. What if you could link with dozens of qualified candidates who are ready to work right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, the workforce you need. Problem solved. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
The brand new Grand Casino and Shoreline is now open. Step into the action with Vegas-style table games like Baccarat, Heads-Up Hold'em Poker, Pai Gow, Blackjack, and High Card Flush. Feeling hungry? Feast on delicious Chinese, Vietnamese, and continental dishes plus breakfast favorites. Dine in or take out. And don't miss daily happy hours from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. to midnight. Grand Casino and Shoreline off Aurora. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Visit GrandCasinoGaming.com. Welcome to the Grand Experience.
Independent financial advisors focus on building a relationship with you that goes beyond your portfolio. As fiduciaries, they must act in your best interest, always. The relationship they have with you will be based on transparency and trust, and they're committed to bringing you advice that fits your values. That's why Charles Schwab is proud to support them. Visit findyourindependengadvisor.com. So I actually tried Gemini a couple days ago, the Gemini Live where you can talk to it, and it is really crazy to have a full-on conversation with this thing. I was just messing around, so I asked it to give me ideas for hosting during the holidays. And when it starts giving you results, you can just stop it and say, okay, but what about something low-key for a smaller group? And then it adjusts to that, and you can just keep going until you get an idea you want. I think that's what I would use it for the most, brainstorming stuff. It's so good if you don't know where to start or if you hit a wall, you just go to Gemini. It helps you get the ball rolling. But obviously you can use it for all kinds of stuff. If you want to learn something new, you can have it give you advice, ask it to explain Bitcoin in simple terms, or you can have it quiz you on microbiology. I mean, imagine being a student and you've got this personal tutor on hand. It's hard to explain. You really just have to play around with it, see how it listens to you, responds, adapts to your style of conversation. Just try it out. It's free.
Is your team at work feeling a little disconnected? Maybe the workflow's not flowing? Try Confluence by Atlassian. Confluence is the connected workspace where teams can create, organize, and deliver work like never before. In Confluence, teams can whiteboard their vision for any project, easily create or access the relevant pages and resources they need, and discover important context they might not even know they need. Plus, AI helps teams jumpstart brainstorms, organize information, and connect workflows, so teams can move efficiently and create alignment with ease. In fact, with Confluence, teams can see 5.2% average boost in productivity in 1 year. So if your team lacks confidence, try Confluence, the connected workspace where teams can do it all. Set knowledge free with Confluence. Learn more at Atlassian.com/confluence. That's Atlassian.com/CONFLUENCE.
I've been working with a nurse dietitian for the last 6 months, and it's been life-changing. I've lost weight, healed my relationship with food, and have way more energy. Working with a dietitian online to create a personalized nutrition plan was so easy thanks to Nourish. The best part? I pay $0 out of pocket because Nourish accepts hundreds of insurance plans. 94% of patients pay $0 out of pocket. Find your dietitian at usenourish.com. That's usenourish.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit Condor.com today.
Hey, anyone know what channel the game's on? We know. Download the Sports on What app today and always know how to watch the game. Satellite, cable, or streaming. Sports on What knows the channel the game is on, and you can too. Subscribe today to start your 7-day free trial. Sports on What? We know.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Category is drugs on profile. Let's get a man who was wanted after a crash in Oklahoma City. He was driving on drugs. His car was on fire. He didn't notice that until he crashed the car. He was on drugs.
Yeah.
Question is, was he on meth, crack, PCP, or mushrooms?
And Trevor, that is a question that we posed to you. Let us start with Miles Montgomery. You went with mushrooms?
I did.
It was not shrooms. Although I'm amazed. Based on how I interact with mushrooms, I am amazed at some of the stories I read to people that have like their bad trips, right? And it's not much different than some of the other really bad drugs. Ted Smith, you said, hey man, it's Oklahoma. Let's go with the old methamphetamine. And 9 times out of 10, you'd be correct today.
Let me down, Oklahoma.
And Trevor, you were quick to say PCP, to saying this guy seems crazy because he is, and he was naked because he was. And guess what? You are correct, sir.
All right. Finally, PCP and New League equated. Sometimes you kind of throw us
Finally.
Yeah, thank God. Now, for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with T.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right. Your choices today, you got the Jimmies.
Fallon and Kimmel.
Seth Meyers. Writers. Stephen Colbert. Or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
It is right through the time when these guys have talents and teams of writers helping come up with their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom? Or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
A DUI suspect was caught speeding at over 130 miles per hour. Says he was in a rush to see his cat. To which the cat responded, "Who are you?"
Fallon. Writers?
Colbert.
A DUI suspect caught speeding at over 130 miles per hour said he was in a rush to see his cat. To which the cat responded, "Who are you?"
In the Netherlands, a guest found a seal sleeping in her hotel room. After she found the intruder, the guest called the hotel and asked for the sea animal rescue team to help her remove the seal. The guest also informed the hotel that before it was taken away, the seal ate all the Toblerones in the mini fridge.
Myers.
Kimmel.
Colbert.
In the Netherlands, a guest found a seal sleeping in her hotel room. After she found the intruder, the guest called the hotel and asked the sea animal rescue team to help remove the seal. The guest also informed the hotel that before it was taken away, the seal ate all the Toblerones in the mini fridge.
They gotta stop putting stuff next to the bed.
You know why they do it.
I'm saying I don't keep food in my bedroom, but like come home after a few beverages to a hotel room. It's like, I need $20 chips.
That's when I realize I get in my dad mode when we're with the kids and we're at a hotel because I always open the mini fridge. Like, Dad, they have water, Coke, M&M. Do not touch any of those.
A woman says her boyfriend is furious because she refused to leave the house during the Super Bowl to go on a beer run. Well, to be fair, what else is that little lady going to do? Watch football?
Ted Smith.
Writers.
That was me. A Japanese tech company is offering hangover leave to attract employees. That is so wonderful and long overdue because studies show the first few hours with your hangover are the most important. Hangover leave also gives critical time for dads to get skin-to-skin contact with their toilet.
Colbert.
Kimmel?
That's Colbert.
A Japanese tech company is offering hangover leave to attract workers. That is so wonderful and long overdue because studies show the first few hours with your hangover are so important. Hangover leave also gives critical time for dads to get skin-to-skin contact with their toilet.
Would you work somewhere that had hangover leave?
No. Would I?
I think it's a trap.
Why do I think it's a trap?
So it's like, no, it's hangover leave. But like, how many times can you use hangover leave? You know what I mean? Like,
I was going to say, I wonder if it's like personal days. Like, look, we'll give you hangover leave. It's this many times a year. If it's just when you want to do it, I'd be like, that is definitely
If you know you got a doctor's appointment at 10 a.m., yeah, you get drunk the night before. Mm-hmm. That way you kill 2 birds, but don't call in for hangover relief.
Right.
You're just coming in late because you have a physical.
Yeah. See, we got.
I think your doctor hammered. They don't care.
I think that's a bad advice.
It is.
Because you get drunk the night before, then it's like, Jesus, man, some of your blood pressure's really a little high today. It's like, yeah, I wasn't out getting hammered last night.
I'm not worried about it.
Yeah,
it's a spike.
asked me about my blood pressure in general. I said, actually, believe it or not, man, historically, it's been relatively low. He goes, that's good. He took my blood pressure. And he goes, seems a little elevated right now. I said, I did some cocaine last night. Yeah, I mean, I had to tell him. He's like, oh. I was like, yeah, I'm just letting you know, man. True story. Not proud, but there it was. I was like, oh, I know why.
Yeah. All right, so I don't know if you guys ever heard about this, but The Office, obviously everybody knows Mindy Kaling was on there and BJ Novak.
Yeah.
So on the show, they were kind of an on-again, off-again couple.
Right.
Now, a lot of people believe in real life they have been this as well, but they've never really addressed it. They just say how good of friends they are, this and that. She has children. She has never said who the father of the children are.
Oh.
So,
but I named one of them BJ, one of them Novak.
She got her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame yesterday, and in his speech, BJ called Mindy a brilliant and wonderfully successful showrunner, an incredible mother of three, deep and caring daughter, and a friend and mentor to so many.
They're my side piece.
Then Mindy spoke and said that BJ was, quote, such an important and integral part of my family. So basically, she has all these kids as a single mom. She's never revealed who fathered them. He is the godfather to the two eldest, but he's always been the subject of, like, is he the actual father?
Right.
Now, who knows? Maybe they just have an agreement where he...
No, he donated,
Yeah.
I mean,
some people
did
are
he
like,
do it in an office or did he do it in a bedroom?
Right.
Either way, he donated.
Well, that's what some people are asking. Like, is this kind of a confession by her?
Or they enjoy just teasing everyone about it.
Well, that's the other
at
hard
some
thing.
point, it's like, look, either they are or they are not. They're probably like, dude, no one seems angry about it. We can just have fun with this. So let's allude to anything, but never say anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, the theory that they have been together doesn't shock me. But, like, I don't know. It would seem odd if the guy's had 3 children by her. And it's like, we're not going to talk about it. But, who knows? But I'm with you. They're also comedic writers. Very good writers.
Right.
So who knows? Maybe a while ago they were like, let's just run with it. Who cares?
Yeah, that's what I honestly think. Whether he is or is not, I think they're making the statements they make just because it's fun.
Yeah. All right, I like this. They're calling this the Yellowstone effect.
Uh-oh.
Well, Hollywood's talk about resurrecting a Western classic, Lonesome Dove.
I don't remember the show. I don't remember who was on it.
It was an award-winning miniseries in 1989, starring Tommy Lee Jones, Chris Cooper, Diana Lane, and Danny Glover.
All right, so the cast was good.
Even back then, he was too old for that S. There's no word on specific projects. Producers said, we are dedicated to bringing the life-diverse stories within the Western genre with authenticity and soul.
Say, brother.
I was like, well, we know who's carrying that part
soul
of it.
Or skull?
Yeah, I don't know. And trust me, I'm just as bad, right? I watch all these Western shows. I thoroughly.
What is the appeal?
I mean, part of it, like Yellowstone, I liked just because it was kind of different,
almost like mob-ish.
Correct. It basically is like I think I said that. Like it's basically like mob stuff, just out
Cowboys.
Out on the range.
That when I grew up, Bonanza was okay. Everything that took place like in the
because they were corny, but
like Little House on the Prairie.
That's not a Western.
I know, but they're all out in the middle of nowhere, and
sure.
doing stuff, getting water from a well.
But I think if there's conflict, you make it interesting. All right, so you can make Tombstone. You can make what was the movie we were just talking about with Gene Hackman and Morgan Freeman? Unforgiven.
The Unforgiven.
Right,
well,
so
and also,
they're good. They happen to be Westerns, but they don't need to be Westerns for that story to make sense, right?
Right, like that last show I just watched, American Primeval, like it is based off true stories of what was going on in the Utah Territory. So as a history person, I thoroughly enjoy them, and they're kind of like docuseries. I think it's also a good reminder too. Like that one is so aggressively violent that I think people should watch it because sometimes people fantasize about the Old West and this and that. Like you watch that
show with Ian McShane a couple of years ago. People love the show. I never watched it. He was like a saloon owner, and I can't remember it, but
is that Deadwood?
Deadwood, right? Yeah. Western, but they didn't talk about it being a Western. They just talked about it being a good show.
The Wild Wild West. That was another one of those programs growing up.
That was kind of a Western,
cartoon,
yeah. But I mean, to me, it's like because you can tell the basic story, but when it's the Old West, you strip everything down. So it's not lasers and spaceships. It's like There's nothing out there, and it just comes down to the will of men. And I think that appeals to a lot of people. And in that moment, it's no different than like a boxing movie, right? You got to outlast your adversary.
You see a boxer, right? You're like, I wish I could do that. And I think also the way you grow up, the way you're taught, like the West is very much romanticized.
Oh, yeah.
In America. So it's like, I'll be a cowboy. You kind of take out the fact that, like, you got to watch out for this group of people, that group of people.
Dysentery. I mean,
right, all this awful stuff. You just got to overlook it.
You're just going to find a beautiful but rugged woman who's going to eventually understand your ways and going to shoot dead the guy that bugged you.
Yeah, exactly.
In real life, I'm like, that sounds effing awful.
I don't want to go to a bar, though, and risk being shot.
Just because I'm there.
I just saddled up to the bar and got a shot of Jack, and next thing I know, look who just swung through the doors.
Right.
Yeah, but I think they're also,
I don't know.
Maybe it's just me. Like, it is kind of romanticized or romantic to me to be like, some guy's giving me lip. Like, all right, let's take it outside. Like, pick our paces. Let's shoot it out.
I mean, look, you're not wrong. I mean, that's why people like Karate Kid, like, going to beat his ass with that crane kick. There's the reality, which is, and then he's going to beat my ass with a skateboard. But part of the reason you like movies, like, yeah, I'd like to be able to do that, man. This is my issue. This is my situation. I mean, look, Arnold Schwarzenegger, man, a killing in the 80s, like, when you have a problem, eventually you shoot them with a machine gun, right? But you say something really, really cool.
Yeah. I've talked a lot about Vice is putting in a concentrated effort on their channel about getting into sports, which, to their credit, they're going to be the first channel to air one of the bare knuckle fights, which should be
really
pretty cool to watch. Mike and I are going to watch it. He just found out.
Sounds good, Ted.
But they, they had the Dark Side of the Ring, then it's Dark Side of this. So then there's also one called Dark Side of Football. So last night, the episode I watched was about fans. And it specifically zeroed in on Philadelphia Eagles fans. And like the stuff with the Cowboys and this and that. Look, I went over this last week, all right? I mean, I'm dead honest. I was having not an argument, but I was talking to Taryn, and she was like, I can't believe you cheered for the Chiefs. And I'm like, you people, somehow now these Eagles fans, it's like, oh, they're crazy. Like, listen, when you grow up there, they are mean and nasty.
They're horrible.
Right? I mean, I'm talking about fist fights, throwing S at you. Like, my dad wasn't kidding. Like, we were kids. He was like, I'll take you to Dallas to go watch the Commanders play. We are not going to Philadelphia.
No, they're actually the worst. Whatever you've heard about anyone else, they are worse as far as NFL fans go, for sure.
I mean, me and my brother once at the Capitol Center outside of D.C., it's the Flyers versus the Caps, right? We are so far up that these Flyers fans are in the last row, and they're banging on the roof.
Yeah.
And I mean, my guy was 12, so my brother's maybe 18 or 19. And I mean, they're in our row, like, we will F you up, blah, blah, blah. And like, in retrospect, I'm like, good Lord, man. Like, who's threatening to beat up a teenager with, like, a kid brother with him? So that's what I'm saying. So the Philly one, and I get it, if you play there, they love you and stuff, but those people are insane. And then they were just showing, they had some psychiatrists on there and other stuff too, and they were just saying, people, it's almost like watching fights on TV and everything, and people have gotten so immune. And look, the NFL does a great job, but it's once a week. So it's kind of like what happened with English football over in England. Like, they really only play once a week. So it builds into this whole thing. You don't have, let's be honest. Sometimes life is just plain, right? You go to your job, come home, your wife and kids. You go in that game on Sunday. Whatever anger you're feeling about maybe your life being a little boring, we're going to unleash it on those people. And it's like these fans just it's almost like a group mentality. And then, like, if we all go to a game and all of a sudden Thrill's throwing punches, then, like, Mike and Miles and I eventually going to be like, we should get in a fight, too.
But if I'm celebrated for that, oh, man, Thrill and his buddies are crazy. Well, now we know we can get away with it. And that's generally the Philly thing. Look, if you're a Philly fan, it doesn't mean you're an a-hole, but you know that we are not incorrect about this, right? You can't defend that. So that's part of it. They've been given the green light to be the worst group of fans in the NFL as far as being violent and all that.
But if you are a sports fan, you just got to know your parameters. Like, don't park at Dodger Stadium if the Giants are playing. There's all kinds of rules. Philly, don't go there either. Not in your opposing team jersey.
Right. Well, they highlighted that years ago. There was that Niners and Raiders preseason game, which is a preseason game. So all the regular season ticket holders sold all their tickets. So all the people that were there kept getting in fights, but they don't care. They're not going to lose their season ticket. So it's just interesting. And look, I get it. Especially when you're in your 20s, it's very hard. But it just, like, sometimes it's like, it is, like, I love it. I love sports. They are entertainment.
But
right? I mean, they're human beings on that field playing, right? They got the same bad BS problems we do, right? life, bills, whatever. They just happen to be on a field entertaining you.
Yeah.
Yep. I feel like we brought up Shrek a few times today because of certain songs, but Masked Singer tonight is all about Shrek.
Oh, great.
Hey, now.
Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. You're listening to the...
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. You know what's sneaky? A bunch of big corporations buying up local companies you know and love, gutting them, and keeping the name. But you know who's not a sellout? Pinky's Plumbing. That's right. Pinky's Plumbing's values start with their work ethic, honesty, how they treat their employees, and how they care for their customers. Bigger isn't always better, and that's a fact. You should know you're working with a locally owned company that truly values where they live and work. Pinky's Plumbing. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
Plug in a Hyundai EV and the extraordinary happens. From the charge time and range in the Ioniq 5 and 6 to the adventurous spirit of the Kona Electric to the 601 horsepower Ioniq 5N. Hyundai EVs make the extraordinary electrifying. There's joy in every journey.
EPA estimated 303-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 5 SE SEL Limited rear-wheel drive and 361-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 6 SE long-range rear-wheel drive with fully charged battery. Actual range may vary. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
Hiring is a lonely business. Posting jobs, sifting through resumes, interviews with unqualified applicants, being ghosted. What if you could link with dozens of qualified candidates who are ready to work right now? With just one connection. That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, the workforce you need. Problem solved. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. The 15-year-old who took a joyride on the Bronx train tries stealing one again. Meanwhile, an argument over breakfast was why a Louisiana boyfriend was slain. Angry neighbor stuffs poop in family's doormail slot to meet death by butterfly. Not really ever been a thought. And a Florida couple learned fast why you need pet insurance. It's time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my cop.
And on top story, we go to Indonesia, where just because you label it friendly doesn't mean it is. We covered this earlier today. Residential floods a while back trapped a crocodile in a local park that was not removed because people were led to believe that it was friendly. Again, didn't take long before they dubbed it that, and I don't know why. Oh, it didn't kill anybody today.
Right.
It got to the point that folks would come by with offerings of food for the massive reptile, which is where things took a turn. One evening, a group of patrons surrounded the shallow water of the croc with one older gentleman offering it some food as at least one other patron filmed the encounter. Thank heavens, because we saw the video of something must have set the crocodile off in this moment as it grabbed the man by the arm and flung him violently to the water along with him, causing a severe injuries to his arm. The crocodile did live up to its usually friendly reputation. If you didn't see the video, basically, it looks to the right to grab the arm, violently pulls to the left to pull the guy in, and then he's pretty well done there. But anyway, he did release the man almost immediately after it was in the water, and he was taken to the hospital for his injuries. Side note, let's just not believe the reptiles are friendly.
You don't know.
Exactly.
Unless that thing looks at you and says, dude, I'm chill. Which it won't. Don't assume it is.
They're very efficient predators. So
super efficient.
Exactly. Yeah. Let's use the cat theory. Cats are very efficient predators, too. That's why we get the tiny versions that we can clip their claws and they just yell at us.
Yeah.
Okay. We are very aware that our cats want to kill us at certain hours of the day. However, they're not big enough to do it.
But they'll give it a try.
They'll give it a shot. That's right. In other news, to the Bronx, where a teenager is developing a pattern. Officers arrested the 15-year-old after he was found behind the controls of a local subway train. Side note, way to go, dude. The story doesn't say if he was actually able to get the train moving, but he is facing charges of reckless endangerment, criminal impersonation, and trespassing. But it's not the first time that he's been caught joyriding. No. Last month, he was arrested by officers as well as 5 other teenagers stealing another subway train, taking it a short distance and destroying the windows.
Stop, man.
For real. And you're going to joyride one, all right, I get that. It's tantalizing because it's a train on a track. It makes sense. Okay. Why are we vandalizing it in the meantime?
But also, too, I'm just thinking, as a parent, my kid gets brought in for that, then they send him home. I promise you it is a non-issue after that.
Oh, yeah.
That is a guarantee.
Exactly. And whoever the hell you're running around with, that's pretty well done at this point.
Yeah, well, it sounds like he was doing it on his own the second time.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, he was by himself. Well, ultimately, if he got his crap together, he could drive a train one day.
You bet.
I mean, if that's what you're really into, dude, just keep your crap together and you can do it for a living.
Hang in there for a little while longer. You can go do it for the rest of your life and live a happy, happy life doing it. But doggone it, man. Give it some time.
Go get your engineering degree.
Exactly.
Be an engineer.
Be productive in society. I want to drive a train.
You want to drive a train?
Yeah, I want to drive a train. I think it'd be cool. Hell yeah, man. I actually said, you know what? Want to know how nerdy I am? There are times when I take the train in here to work, and when I do, I sit up towards the front of the train so
you can see,
peek in there and see what he's doing.
I did that to the airport a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, go ahead and sit up here. Yeah. Yeah, same thing.
Hell yeah.
And it's really uneventful.
It is.
But still.
Exactly. Yeah. It is uneventful, and I understand that. And once you get going, then you just sit there and you wait until you get to the next stop.
Yeah.
Or, and they got to hit the horn several times. And it's a button, not a pull string. I was like, I am gypped, doggone it.
I want a pull string.
Give me the doggone pull string, get off the button. But, yeah, after you get up and underway, then you're just going. However, I'm fascinated by it. I don't know why, but I'm fascinated
Seems
by it.
relaxing to some degree.
Absolutely.
You watch the guy in England that's always looking at trains?
Yes.
Yeah, he's so happy.
I'm not near as into it as he is, but I love his enthusiasm, man.
Yeah.
It's the 2617. Oh! Over to the UK, funny enough. And why does he have the doggone overhead camera to where he looks like a dork?
That's what he does. Yeah, I thought he was going to be in tears the other day as part of a tracks missing on some. But they brought him out there and let him look at it.
All right, there you go. Over to the UK, where a family is dealing with a neighbor from hell. The family came home one day to find that their mail slot had been vandalized. They checked their surveillance footage to find the perpetrator approaching their door with an umbrella covering their face, which I don't know why, because they immediately brought it down to unscrew a cap of a bottle of glue that they brought with them, giving the family and authorities a clear view of the suspect. The woman, who turns out to be a neighbor of the family, proceeds to stuff a newspaper into the mail slot of the door that is filled with manure. And it didn't look like just straight up manure.
It did not look like animal manure to me.
That's human stuff.
Yeah. But this isn't the first time that they felt her wrath. She was also found responsible for another act of vandalism against the family as she poured paint stripper on top of their cars. Both events are seemingly unprovoked, as the family has no idea what her motivation for the vandalism is, but they're trying to get to the bottom of it and are pleading with her to stop.
Stop. I would not plead. I would make it clear.
If I've made you angry as a neighbor and you're gonna vandalize something because of it, all right, let's talk this out. When I am completely unprovoked and you're just coming after me with that kind of firepower too. You're not just, lighting a bag on my doorstep, making me step on it. You are shoving a manure-covered newspaper through my mail slot and pouring paint stripper on my car. Like, are you all right?
Well, why are you pleading with her?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to plead with you. This is how it's going to go.
Exactly.
Right? If it happens again, that's the end of it. Mm-hmm. Do the math.
But just in case those stories left a bad taste in your mouth.
Thankfully, there's good news.
We go to Dallas, where a dog finally got a happy ending after a pretty rough life. He was found by a Florida state trooper in the middle of the chaos left by Hurricane Milton a while back, as his former owner tied him to a post while evacuating the area, leaving him to his fate of the hurricane floods. Great ownership, by the way. But he was picked up by the officer and was named Trooper after the trooper that picked him up, and soon found a family in Dallas to take good care of him. Since then, he's had quite a wild ride, as the new family found a couple of lumps on his hips that turned out to be cancerous tumors, which were removed, as well as trash that he was vomiting. He was vomiting like rubber pellets and stuff like that and some metal after being left to his own devices for too long. So, he's starving or bored and just eating whatever it is that he can find, which was also removed in an extensive surgery. And now we're happy to say that Trooper can finally live his life happy, cancer-free, trash-free, and bad owner-free.
Let's hope so.
And I also saw in the story that the owner was like, all right, I'll let the family keep him as long as, they take good care of him. It's like, bro, you got no leg to stand on.
What?
Here. You have zero leg to stand on.
I'll let you keep her. The dog you abandoned.
I need to hear a great explanation here. And I mean, like, crystal awesome explanation of what you got going on.
Oh, I'm an a-hole.
Yeah. Men's Room Sports brought to you by the fine folks at Sports on What. Download the Sports on What app. It'll give you all the channels and times that all of the local sports are playing, that you can view them at your leisure. Like the college basketball that you've got down tonight, as well as Seattle in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. Both of those are on tonight. Again, download that Sports on What app to find out what channels to find those sports on. As far as your weather, cloudy skies and a low of 43. Open up to a cloudy day tomorrow with a low chance of rain and a high of 51. And that is it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawk is out.
Thank you, sir. We'll see you next time for the return of Big Dummy. The head chef is back with Ted's Meat and Potatoes, and the lovely Jolene is up next.
Yes, indeed. It is all true, but in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch. So until next time, please, do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network.
Oh, man!
A Double Flush production.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
What is Dax, are you?
Tracking all our cars on Carvana Value Tracker on all our devices? Yes, Kristen, yes, I am.
Well, I've been looking for my phone for...
In Dax's domain, we see all. So we always know what our cars are worth.
All of them?
All of them. Value surge, trucks up 3.9%.
That's a great offer.
I know. Sell?
Sell.
Track your car's value with Carvana Value Tracker today.
At Cardinal Heating and Air, we elevate your comfort with expert HVAC solutions in the greater Seattle area. Our decades of experience have fostered lasting relationships built on quality service. Whether you need AC repair, heating repair, routine maintenance, a new installation, or an emergency fix, you can trust Cardinal Heating and Air, now offering electrical services. Experience the exceptional service and peace of mind that Cardinal Heating and Air delivers today and for years to come.
I'm not exactly a tech genius, but I knew one thing for sure. If I wanted my small business to crush it, I needed a website that worked like a pro. And I needed it yesterday. Lucky for me, Bluehost made it ridiculously easy. With their AI design tools, building my website was a walk in the park. I could customize, optimize, and monetize everything exactly how I wanted. In just a few minutes, I had a secure site up and running. I couldn't believe how straightforward it was. And getting found online? Bluehost helped me with that too. I perfected my keywords and meta descriptions with their search engine tools. The AI even gave me suggestions to improve my pages. Now I can sit back, relax, and focus on my customers while my website continues to rank higher and higher on Google. With their 30-day money-back guarantee, I wasn't worried about taking the plunge. And now I am so glad I did. Head over to Bluehost.com and build something special today.
Is your team at work feeling a little disconnected? Maybe the workflow's not flowing? Try Confluence by Atlassian. Confluence is the connected workspace where teams can create, organize, and deliver work like never before. In Confluence, teams can whiteboard their vision for any project, easily create or access the relevant pages and resources they need, and discover important context they might not even know they need. Plus, AI helps teams jumpstart brainstorms, organize information, and connect workflows, so teams can move efficiently and create alignment with ease. In fact, with Confluence, teams can see 5.2% average boost in productivity in 1 year. So if your team lacks confidence, try Confluence, the connected workspace where teams can do it all. Set knowledge free with Confluence. Learn more at Atlassian.com/Confluence. That's Atlassian.com/CONFLUENCE.